And we are live. what was that?
Live.
What was that? You're saying colitis. I'm not familiar with the.
Yeah, so there is a podcast uh, by a man named D. Politis, and he covers missing persons in national parks. He's been doing it for several years. He's written several books. He's produced a couple of documentaries as part of the Missing 411 series, which is those people who are never found in missing parks or are found ultimately, but under very mysterious circumstances, which is an extremely small percentage, we think because
Yeah.
he said he has tried to request data from the Department of the Interior, and they are not forthcoming with how many people go missing in national parks every year. So, according to him, he's been keeping track on his own of missing people in parks, and not just in the U.S. but other a few other countries as well.
Cool.
But so he has spawned a lot of other podcasters, all covering the same types of cases. And I started wondering about it. So JJ made a comment that he's a charlatan. And, I kind of started having my doubts
Mm.
too, in some respect, because his research is a little spotty in some areas. Um, but I'm starting to question the entire. It's become a thing now. I don't know if
Yeah.
you realize that it is a thing, the missing persons in national parks, and I'm starting to wonder if it's really more of a psyop that's being allowed to spin out to make people afraid to visit national parks.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
us in cities. Keep us in our homes. Keep us in cities. Don't go to national parks because you may never come out alive.
It's definitely makes you wonder. I mean, technically, national parks should be. There should only be state parks. The states should have never delegated land to the fucking federal government to begin with.
Well, I think, unless I'm mistaken, I don't remember. So I could be wrong. I thought it was under Teddy Roosevelt
Yeah, that sounds
that a lot
accurate.
of national parks were. Yeah, I could be wrong. So early 20th century, I
But yeah,
think.
I think he was involved in the conspiracy of with like an extension of the Clinton Roosevelt conspiracy. And the taking of basically it's like they created. It's like if you're on a computer and you make a what is it called, a virtual operating system that's like partitioned inside of your computer, but they did that with the government. They're like, oh, let's partition this and then expand it. It'd be like if you like, uh, it,
Well, that's how the government. That's how the federal government operates.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's how they're getting around the loopholes of the Constitution. It's like, oh well, it's like they yeah, they're fucking going. That's how they're getting around the Constitution and stuff. Ouch! Damn it, this joint's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, freaking that's there's an episode where it's called Cooper. Well, it's what is it called? It's I labeled it as like national parks or something. National parks. Hold on here. Let's see. Damn it! Oh, I can't find it. It was an episode about. It was about how the national park magistrates turned into federal judges, and
Mm-hmm.
the it was all some really shady shit where it's like they're always doing that with the laws and stuff where it's like they'll make it so complex where you got to read like 5 pages of something just
Yeah.
to it could have been like 2 sentences, you know, and it's like they're doing that on purpose because it's like they want to filibuster us. They want to create walls out of words that'll keep us from understanding what is actually happening, and
Hmm.
that's exactly what they're doing. It's like a wordage filibuster.
Yeah, we're there. We are there. And I didn't realize until recently that the 26th Amendment was passed in 1971,
Huh.
and that lowered the voting age from 21 to 18.
Oh yeah, the fucking Democrats probably did that.
Yeah, and I know that their reason was probably because the draft was going on for the Vietnam War and saying, "Oh, well, if you can be drafted to serve, then you should be able to vote." I'm sure that was
Yeah, I always thought it was
why.
bullshit because it was like, oh, if you could go to jail when you're 16, but you're not an adult until you're 18, and that like the whole system's all retarded.
Yeah.
they they made like a well I don't know. Well, back to
Well,
that.
I mean, it was ratified under Nixon,
Yeah,
not
Nixon.
Johnson.
Hmm. Well, I wonder
But
if
I mean, it doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican. It it really doesn't matter.
yeah, I can't remember who's got the veto power on the amendments. Damn it, I'd have to look that up. I better smoke another joint.
Oh no.
I'm trying to quit cigarettes, so was it the
And now I heard that they were trying to lower the voting age again, which is outrageous.
yeah, like people are retarded until they're like at least 21. I'd say 27.
Yeah.
I mean, people are sitting in La La Land. I mean, 27 is I think when I really kind of woke up on everything. I mean, I was still already awake when I was 15 and stuff, but like, I don't know. I've always been a book nerd, so it's always been trying to analyze shit, do a lot of
Yeah,
thinking and stuff.
I think one of the most shocking things for me when I was a teenager was watching a movie called Uncommon Valor, which I had already been very interested in the Vietnam War, and then I watched this movie. It came out before Rambo
Hmm.
exploited the whole POWs left behind in Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, which
Yeah,
technically we were not in, but we were in those countries. And it's about an old US military colonel whose son is MIA, and he uh, gets a group of guys, survivors from his old unit, and they go back trying to get POWs out of Vietnam.
hmm.
And I started thinking about that. And then I found the book that I mentioned on JJ's podcast, the Kiss the Boys Goodbye by two Canadian journalists, which addresses the subject of those POWs that the US military abandoned in Asia.
Yeah. It's like
And
a decent movie.
that's when I started to question. That upset me a lot, and I became very
Oh,
obsessed with that. And that's when I started to become disillusioned
hmm.
that we weren't being told the whole truth. But I never to the degree that I am now, especially after Corona.
Oh yeah. Well, I
That
remember
was a real
the
radical
alien
event.
stuff in the early '90s. It was like being a little kid. Like, I mean, I was a kid in the '80s, but I was still a kid in the '90s. But the uh, all the aliens, it was like, well, they're saying there's aliens, they're saying there's not. We can't trust this shit.
Well, yeah, and
We don't
you
know
can't
what's
trust
going on.
it, and this is why I'm skeptical, and this is why I say no, it's a psyop, because there is, and I've got boxes of white papers and .govs I've printed, information documents that have been declassified, where, I mean, even going all the way back to I think 1951 was the year that a movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still was out in movie theaters, and it was about an alien that lands in Washington, D.C., and they're here to warn us about what, bombs and weapons
Nukes.
of mass destruction, even though that wasn't a term back then.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
aliens.
so that movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still, had U.S. military intelligence influence. And they were working directly with Hollywood on that. And I can't remember the director of that film or the producers in Hollywood, but there is 100% evidence that they were interested in the public's reaction to the possibility of interplanetary aliens.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm so skeptical. And the Roswell, and there was another man in the early 50s, and I can't remember what his name is. He was a total fake. I think he said he'd been abducted. Oh man.
Oh, wait, the '50s?
Yeah, in the 50s. JJ's not here, so he probably
You
can't.
talking about that couple or whatever?
No, not Barney and Betty Hill. That was in the 60s. But there was another guy in the 1950s, and I can't remember his name. And he was being pretty much promoted by his story. He wrote a book. Oh man, what was this guy's name?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Jack? No. Oh, I don't
I've got
remember
everybody else's names in my brain.
I know. I cannot remember this guy's name. Oh well, it'll come to me out of the blue. Anyway, so so the government's trying pretty hard to get us to believe in aliens, yet make people doubtful that aliens exist. War of the Worlds on CBS radio. That was another experiment to see how people would react. And that was in 1938, I want to say. So, and then in 1960, I believe NASA commissioned the Brookings Institute for a white paper that would address what it would take to get Americans to believe in UFOs. And I think that was in 1960. So, yeah, reading declassified information like that, along with all the conflicting data. Yes, UFOs exist. No, they don't exist. Yes, they exist. No, they don't. I don't believe it. I personally suspect that it's a psyop, especially after what Ronald Reagan said too, twice, more than one occasion. Remember what he said?
Yeah, he said it like 5 or 7
makes my head
times.
spin how quickly, the nations of the world would come together if we faced an outside threat.
Yeah. He said it like at least 5 times in speeches.
Yeah, he mentioned it a lot. So I am very doubtful that they exist. Now, there's something else, because my husband and I were talking about this earlier. So you said you've seen a lot of UFOs, which are no longer called UFOs, by the way. Which I find interesting. Yeah, UAPs. Within the last several years, they're called UAPs. So they've gone from unidentified flying objects to unidentified aerial phenomenon. which is an interesting switch up.
Yeah, so I don't
So,
understand what.
have you considered that maybe there's nothing in the sky?
I think it's the stuff that you see in the psychedelic world. It's coming to this side, and it's being seen without
What if they're
psychedelics.
holograms? What if they're holograms? What if they're not there at all? That technology
Well, I mean,
exists.
well, I know that, but that they're
That's
well,
another possibility.
it's definitely a possibility, but I think that there's still other ones that are.
You think it's like,
Well,
oh, now that you've seen Hellboy, do you think it's like Hellboy? Do you think a portal's been punched? CERN has punched a portal open and stuff is getting through.
I mean, I think it's always been like this. It's just part of the world, I guess. I think the spirit world, it's always sometimes it steps through, and that like because that's what I was getting at when I was talking about tripping the other night. When I was like when I used to trip, I would see weird shit, and it was like some kind of weird like uh little like happy kind of like cartoon character dude, and it would be like he had some kind of technology or something. It'd be like, what the fuck?
He
I'd be
had
so.
what do you mean? He had some kind of technology. I don't know what that means.
They'd have like some kind of machines or something. It'd be like you'd see these ghost things, and then but it appeared like they were wearing some kind of technology on them, and they were like, it was some weird shit.
Did they look human? Did they look human?
Well, I mean, there was some kind of picture that was going around where it was like talking about a space time thing or some shit. It was like a giant wheel in the sky or something. Uh, some of the stuff looked like that. It was like weird stuff.
Like a wheel in the sky, like with all the eyes, like Old Testament angels?
Well, I mean, like, no, I've seen the Old Testament angels before, but like, well, what's weird about it? One time I was tripping really hard. I don't remember if I was by myself or not, but it was I could see these things walking. The whole room looked totally normal, and then I'm like looking down or some shit. I see some things walking around like that were like this tall, and they were fucking like it looked like they were working on something. Like
Wait, do you
it looked
mean
like
like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
it looked like it looked like I was viewing some kind of miniature things that were like working for consumers power or something. We're fixing the fabric of the universe or something. It was like, whoa. Like what the fuck was that? It was only on
Uh,
psychedelics, so it was pretty wild. It was like, wow, there's like what was that? Like was there something that was
mhm.
actually working on something, or was it just some kind of weird illusion, or I don't know. That shit's weird. Yeah, because when if you take psychedelics to go outside at night, you'll see all sorts of UFOs. Well, you can't say that that those are, it's well, like if you go outside and look on psychedelics and it's a starry night and you're like really fucking buzzed off that shit,
Mhm.
like you'll see like all these weird patterns and shit of the stars, and like I was talking about the lightning bugs. All the lightning bugs, you could see them. They were all like turning on and off in these weird patterns, and you could tell it was some kind of weird form of communication. And it was like really fucking weird because it was like
Um,
I've seen lightning bugs a million times, never had thought we had all three came to the same conclusion at the same
but
time. But like,
being on psychedelics is different though.
well, that's the thing. People think that your mind is going to be off or something, but 90% of the time people they don't feel any different. It's just that they see stuff that's different. I mean, they might laugh a bunch or something, but like,
I thought you said that after doing ayahuasca, you felt great.
yeah, I felt super good. The next day, I was like super energetic and didn't because usually like each one kind of has different side effects. I would say like the stuff all the hippies ate. That stuff was that makes you feel like just like it doesn't really make you feel bad. It just you feel really kind of just exhausted or something like. And then like if you eat the fungus, that would also make you feel kind of just I don't know. It just I don't. But it's weird at the same time because like uh, one time like fucking I don't remember how long ago, but it was like it was quite some time ago. But I did a roof once while I was tripping on acid, and it was really made the roof go by really quick.
Mm.
That sounds crazy. Like
Hmm.
that was a long time ago.
That
I
sounds
don't trip
crazy.
anymore. Well, it's like when I used to skateboard a lot. I would I would I would be on the psychedelics, and then I would go to the tallest hill that I could find, and then I would ride my skateboard down it as fast as I could go. And that's all I would do. And I would light a joint at the top, be like, have like a Walkman or something.
Hmm.
It's really exhilarating. But like one of my friends tried it with me once. And he was like, "This is amazing. I didn't think I could do it at first, but then I did it. And it was amazing." Because it'd be like dark, you can't
Yeah.
see except for the street where the street lights and stuff are, because you're
Hmm.
and then if you hit the manhole covers, you probably fall off. But it's fun.
Hmm.
You just got to be really super. What was it? One time I swear I was like, I remember I was fucking. This was like 15 years ago. Somebody had gave me some psychedelics and I ate them, and then I went for a walk or something, and fucking like there was some kind of like raccoon or something, some kind of possum or something, like tried to attack me. I was like, what the
Was it
fuck?
was it a real possum or raccoon thing that tried to attack you?
Yeah, it was definitely
You
real.
weren't hallucinating.
It was just funny as hell. Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing. It's like 99% of the time nobody sees anything.
Yeah,
Like they
I
don't
believe
see
that.
anything. They might see like some kind of like color auras or something, or like little
Hmm.
like patterns. Like if you look at like a wood grain, it looks like it's moving or something. But usually that's all you get. And like it's not until you like really full pedal it will you actually, and you have to like be in the dark too, because fucking otherwise you won't see shit. It's really, I mean, you'll still see shit in the light, but it seems like uh the light stuff that you see is much more like spookier or something. I don't know how to describe it. It's really weird. It's like you can see so much colors and stuff that you never seen before. And it's like, what the fuck? Everything seems different because it's like, why does stuff look like it's giving off energy? And it's like, well, I was fully convinced when I seen the bats. The bats were they were making that sonic noise, and it was like that high pitched noise, and fucking
Yeah.
you could see it coming out of their mouth, and you could see it spread like a wavelength pattern, and I
Ooh.
was just like, whoa! Everybody's seen it. It was crazy. It was like, man,
Ooh.
it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I mean, one of the coolest.
Yeah.
It was wild because you could literally see the sound, and it was like you could see where the sound went, and it was
Hmm.
like there's something weird about sound. It's like the shamans in the South America, they make the sounds with the spirit songs, and then the sound makes the story. And somehow they're like singing a story that's somehow their song is creating a 3D holographic projection in the air that is some kind of like sacred story or something. I mean that's
Yeah. Oh, I 100% believe in sound, and there are certain sounds that are more pleasing to the ear than others. And that's why I think it's important what we take in. I'm more discriminating now as an old lady to what I listen to. I wasn't as discriminating when I was younger, but I am now. And what was I going to say about that sound? Oh, have you read about fake sounds the military used? I think I've read that they use these sounds maybe in Iran and Afghanistan, like we can project sound that mimics fake troop movements. But I think it's called Voice of God weapon technology. Have you heard of that?
You think of Voice of Skull?
Yeah,
they can
no,
make people
it's called
think
Voice
stuff.
of God.
They can make people hear voices and shit.
Yes.
To the patents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, the government has a lot of tools in their toolbox to fool the public.
Yeah.
So, they've got us questioning reality.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing is just not trust anything.
Oh, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, just
hard. That's being black-pilled, and I'm pretty much.
Well, it goes on both ends, though. It's like, don't trust anything in the conspiracy world either.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's like Cooper says, if we can't prove it, then we can't. We shouldn't believe it.
Well, if I see it, you think that the evidence of your own eyes would be enough, but sometimes even that's not enough anymore to tell if something is real or not.
Well, that's where it's scary with the UFOs. It's like, were they real?
I know. I agree.
Was it some kind of ghost shit? Was it some kind of secret craft? Was it, I mean,
but again, because the government has gone to great lengths to try and figure out how to fool the public, that's why I tend to believe that they don't exist.
Well, that's the thing about if the report from Iron Mountain is real or not. It's like, if it's real, then it's saying that it's all to get money. That they want to make it so that they're gonna privatize water, and they're gonna make it so fucking nobody can, have a well or all sorts of weird shit.
They're already doing that on the West Coast. I don't know about any place else. Yeah, just because you own land doesn't mean that you own water rights. They're coming up with carbon credits, which is you have to pay to breathe.
Yeah,
You've heard of carbon credits, right? You've heard of carbon credits. I think they're already doing that in Europe and parts of Europe.
My friend lived in California. He worked at a golf course. He told me about it like 2010, I think. He's explaining it. I was like, what? I was like, you're telling me the companies have to pay money if they for the smoke that they're taxed, and that they can buy credit or create credit. Like, if you had some kind of tree farm or something.
Yeah, so much has changed. I mean, we don't even have real food here anymore. Very few restaurants actually cook food. Pretty much Cisco is, everybody's eating the same thing. And you can't trust it.
Well, that's what I was talking about with what's his name the other night? Damn it, I'm stoned. What's his name? He's got the beard and the hat. fuck.
Who's got the beard and the hat?
The dude in California, he comes on sometimes.
Oh, I don't know who. Wait, not Robert Roberts. Is it Robert
No,
Roberts?
it's oh, fuck. Well, he had the same idea I did. It was like we were talking about ideas. He had an idea about making weed flavored alcohol, which is pretty good. But like the other one was we were like we were both thinking the same thing about if we made a fast food place that had all organic non-GMO food. We would make a fortune.
It would cost you a fortune to get that. And number two, with the garbage that's raining down. So you and I can argue about what's being sprayed in the lower stratosphere as the day is long and why they're doing it. And I came up with, I was doing a little digging and I have an idea of why they're doing it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what it is because I still have to do more research. But you know that they've measured aluminum in lakes and dirt.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I've seen all
how
sorts
the
of
hell did
measurements.
aluminum, get in there? Anyway, yeah, I don't, so it's raining down. Is there such a thing as organic? Everything is poisoned.
Well, I mean, like, I think there's definitely, I don't know. That's like they never gave us a full explanation on those balloons back like in 2020. You remember that those
The
balloons?
Chinese balloons?
Yeah. What if the Chinese were like using balloons and doing some kind of
Nah.
germ warfare with the
Yeah,
balloons?
no, I don't believe anything China's
They
doing.
did
Sorry.
in World
They
War
can't even
II.
build buildings that stay standing.
Yeah, but in World War II, I think it was there was like balloons that Japan sent or something that was I forget what they were, but they had something bad on them. I don't know. There's just we're never getting the full explanation, no matter who we pick or anything. Not that.
Yeah,
I
and I'm always suspicious of anything that's being amplified in the news or being amplified even in the alternative space.
yeah,
As so many
yeah,
people are funded now. You reach a certain level of success, certain number of followers, and it just everybody gets compromised.
yeah. The money and
Yeah.
they're trying not to offend people and stuff, and
The money.
yeah, the money's
Or the
definitely
blackmail.
mean.
Or the blackmail.
Oh yeah, I'm sure P Diddy probably got a lot of record deals for cheap. They say that there's some kind of weird video that was on Twitter, some kind of like it looked like it was a hidden camera in some kind of recording studio. It was definitely some kind of blackmail or something between some black people that were uh, signing someone, and they were basically telling the dude that they drugged him or something and videotaped it or something. Some kind of nasty shit. It was like, what the fuck? How can this? It was on Twitter, and it was like, this is fucking. How come?
Well, I
I mean,
think that goes on a lot. And I think that's what Epstein was all about. It was a blackmail operation more than a trafficking operation.
yeah, that's what I think it was probably.
And the other thing is, I think what really gives us insight is Godfather 2, where Michael's bodyguard murders a prostitute that's with the senator who passes out. He doesn't know what's going on. He wakes up. There is a dead prostitute in his bed. And Tom Hayden shows up and says, hey, we'll take care of it. Fortunately, Fredo owns this place. Don't worry. Our friendship is all you have now. So I think that's the modus operandi. And now that of course, in Godfather 2, now that senator is beholden to the Corleones. Now he
Yeah.
has to do what they say because they can nail him. They know his alleged secret. They make him believe that he killed that prostitute. So I think about
Ah,
why
it's
think
just
about
like
why
that.
Noriega is in jail. Think
Yeah.
about why Noriega is in jail.
Well, didn't he? What was it, 92 or something when that happened, or 95?
When they arrested Noriega, no, that happened.
Wait,
That happened in this century.
I thought they did it.
That didn't happen in the 90s. Or did it happen in the 90s? No, I
Yeah,
take it back.
yeah,
Has it been that long?
yeah.
You're right. I think it was 35 years ago.
Yeah, 92. Wait, was it?
90. I'm looking it up.
Oh, convicted in 92. Yeah, Cooper said that he didn't think the New World Order had gone that far because they just went and arrested Noriega and then brought him back to America and were like, "You're going to trial here," you know. Because Cooper cites some law and says it's against kind of international law about countries' leaders or something. You know.
Yeah, allegedly, the reason that the U.S. went after him is because Noriega had set up a blackmail operation of his own with, I don't know, American diplomats, politicians, and videotaping, let's just say, terrible things going on with minors. And he was going to use that as blackmail. And allegedly, the U.S. isn't going to have it, so you get rid of them. That's the rumor, and that is allegedly what got a film screenwriter murdered in his name was Gary DeVore. And this screenwriter had known ties to the agency. He wrote several screenplays to movies, Dogs of War, Raw Deal, Running Scared. I mean, he'd written several screenplays, and he also, I think he had some uncredited revisions on Time Cop, which I think was a Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? Time Cop.
Yeah.
And Sudden Death, I think, was another Jean-Claude. Well, this guy was working on a screenplay. He still had agency contacts, and his wife said that he was getting a lot of phone calls from people, and he told her, look, I'm going to get a lot of phone calls, but he was acting a little squirrely. And one night, he was on his way home and disappeared for a year. They didn't found him. He was gone. It was 1:15 in the morning. A year later, they find his car in a ravine. He's dead. Speedometer is stuck at like 77 miles per hour, and his hands are cut off.
Whoa, Jesus.
So an academic in the United Kingdom became obsessed with the story. He set out to research what happened to Gary DeVore, and he ended up traveling to California, collaborated with a documentary filmmaker, and there is a documentary out there. You can watch
the hands
it.
Found?
No, the hands were never found.
I bet the assailants that did that to that dude, they were probably going to remove the head as well. And that somebody probably came up near him while they were doing it or something, and fucking they didn't finish what they were doing or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what the mafia does. Because the mafia, if the people don't have the hands and the head, there's no I forget, some kind of legality or some shit, but it's fucked up because there was a case in Michigan where some kind of maniac killed some lady, and that his parents were police. His dad was a policeman, and that I think that his parents aided and abetted that dude's murder, of some
Mm.
the dude murdering some chick, and but they were never indicted or charged, and it
Mhm.
was like because they instructed they instructed their son to remove the hands and the head, and that is just fucked up. That those, it's just fucked up that the courts in Michigan didn't charge those parents. Very
Oh
fucked
yeah.
up. They should have been charged. I mean,
If
'cause, oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, no, no. I was just going to say, if you're interested in this documentary, I don't know. Um, I saw it. Actually, it's actually on YouTube, I believe. It may even be on Netflix or Prime. It's the title of the documentary is called "The Writer with No Hands,"
Jesus.
and you can watch the story there. I think it came out almost a decade ago. And
Yeah.
this British academic, his name's Matthew Alford, he pretty much abandoned the story after that. I mean, he was at one time just had been so committed to solving the mystery, and met with his widow, Gary DeVore's widow, but he was never able to solve it. I think then we'll never know who did it,
Oh,
because I
sorry.
think it was like a hitman job.
Yeah, by the
Um,
way it sounds, I think it was definitely a hitman
yeah,
by
they
your
they got rid
description.
of them. Yeah, there are lots of other details I'm leaving out. It's worth watching. I think it only lasts about a little over an hour, and I thought the ending was very ambiguous. So I wasn't able to find any follow-ups. What happened to Matthew Alford? Um, and I finally, maybe about a year ago or within, yeah, there's a podcast titled PSYOP Cinema. It is outstanding. It is so good. The guys that run that are excellent, and they had Matthew Alford on, and he talks about the writer with no hands. So it's worth checking out. I don't believe what he said on why he basically abandoned the project, but that's just my opinion. So it's worth checking out. Very mysterious.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, Ben Affleck um, has made comments about, the agency and Hollywood go hand in hand. I think John Cusack's also made similar
Hmm.
comments. In fact, Jennifer Garner has made CIA recruitment videos
Well, that's weird.
for college campuses. So there 100% is a correlation between the agency and Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, you know those like Russian propaganda films from like the 70s or 60s or something? Maybe it's like the
Oh yeah.
50s.
Hmm.
I think that some of these movies and stuff that we watch on TV are like the same thing, but it's just America, but it's not America that, you know, is operating under constitutional boundaries and stuff. It's America that is the military industrial complex that Eisenhower warned about.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
and if you read the text I mean, you can watch Eisenhower's speech. I think it's about 7 or 8 minutes. I don't remember how long it lasts, but you can read the text. There is no way that American audiences in 1961 would understand anything that he said. It's just fascinating that 65 years later that speech makes sense today. It didn't to Americans in 1961. Remember, this is before the 60s. I mean, Kennedy was just going into his first term. It's before Vietnam had really become a thing for the United States. the Cuban Missile Crisis hadn't happened yet. Kids, for the most part, still respected their parents. The kids didn't take over until the 60s. So yeah, not a hippie fan here. Not a hippie fan.
All right. What's the people with the little black hats and the bongo drums or whatever?
Oh, the beatniks. The beatniks.
Yeah, they always seem cooler. Boo bop, boo bop. Hey.
Yeah.
They made fun of it in that axe murder movie with
Mike Myers.
Yeah, Mike Myers.
I never saw that movie.
It's really funny. it's wait,
yeah, I never saw that.
Cigarette. Yeah, that Mike Myers movie was pretty good. What was damn it, I'm gonna grab a cigarette real quick.
Okay.
1 second.
Sure. Actually, I'm gonna go get some water.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, that character in it, you gotta see that movie because there's a part where the guy's like, he's like, "Oh, the Colonel's chicken, blah blah blah." The Colonel puts an ingredient in his chicken to make you addicted, and it's like I already knew that when I seen the movie. I'm like, that son of a bitch. Mike Myers. Oh, you still there? Yeah. Freaking Mike Myers. How were we talking about? Something about.
I went to get water.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, hang on a second.
Yeah. I always re-roll the cigarettes into a paper with the filter because the paper's got a chlorine in it. Excuse me. Yeah, for some reason it seems like it's half kind of packed in there, like half rolled and then kind of just pack it. I don't have to explain my cigarette habits to you. I'm just joking. I'm telling it to everybody. Yeah. So, what is that? A priest, a lawyer, and a politician walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Is this a joke? What, are you kidding me?" No. Everybody's probably heard that joke.
Oh. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that Robert Roberts guy, I've been wanting to catch him. He said something, I'm a Beatlemaniac.
Yeah.
And he was saying something about John Lennon.
Yeah, Cooper says stuff about John Lennon too. I always forget what it is though, which episode.
Yeah.
He says
No
wild
way
shit
I
about
believe
that dude.
that Chapman guy killed him. I don't believe that.
Yeah, freaking yeah, it's definitely mysterious. I mean, fucking okay. Yeah, it's nicotine is technically has a slight psychedelic effect. Not like visually or anything. Just, it gets your brain fucking kick started.
Nicotine?
Yeah.
It has saved my life in the past.
Nicotine?
Yeah. When I've been
Oh,
driving, I had to drive home late a few nights. I mean, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't do this today, but I did this back then. And I was so tired, I'd be falling asleep. The only thing that kept me awake was smoking a cigarette
hmm.
while I drove home,
Oh yeah,
so I wouldn't fall asleep at the wheel.
yeah. At that point, it's better to almost sleep in your car. Freaking, I
Oh,
almost
that's
went
so
off the road
dangerous.
once.
Sleeping in your car. Oh my God. No way.
Well, freaking one time I was driving and like I had to work in the morning and all my roommates were fucking partying and drinking beer and it's like I gotta wake up at 6 in the morning, and they're like, oh, blah blah. And then they wanted me to. I didn't get any sleep because they're so loud, and then they wanted me to drive them like near where the job site was or whatever. And then I like fell asleep, and then my friend woke me up and I'm driving, and he's like, oh, enough playing games or whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about? he thought I was he thought I was driving on the other side of the road, pretending like I was in England or something, because I would do that sometimes. But like, but I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sleeping. He's like, you're driving. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, oh my god, I'm never driving and I'll sleep again. Fuck that. That's too dangerous. Uh, maybe I should have been smoking a cigarette. uh, yeah, yeah, that
Man.
national parks thing. It's spooky because like, uh, you wonder where if there's any kind of uh experiments going on with people or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I told you how creepy it is up here. JJ did a show. I actually listened to it. He did a show maybe a week or two ago about Oregon cults.
Hmm.
Oregon, Northern California, Oregon, and Washington are very creepy.
Oh yeah.
I think I've told you, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. There is black energy up here.
Hmm.
It's dark. Yeah. The whole Cascades Range.
Well, plus
There's
there's a lot
nothing
of
peaceful about it to me.
no
Nothing. There is
man's
no
land.
peace here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the cities are definitely any city is just I can't stand the cities anymore. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, I'm gonna live on a farm and go to the city, and then it's like, oh, get to the city. I'm like, freaking lived in the city like 11 years or something. And it was always just shitty. That's why I call the city the shitty.
Well, that's cities and now and the wilderness are two extremes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Freaking the park rangers say don't go in the parks in certain spots because it's dangerous and people they fall and like or a bear or something gets them or something and nobody it's dangerous. Fucking
it's dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I'm more afraid of people. Animals are scary too.
oh yeah, people are dangerous. Uh, yeah, I think all chicks should have a concealed weapons permit because
Yeah.
my girlfriend's friend was attacked by some dude in Missouri and fucking that she
She
was
went
attacked.
hiking alone. She went
Yeah, she was
hiking
she
alone.
was near her car and some crazy guy attacked her right in front of her kid and
Oh my
assaulted her
gosh.
and uh, the chick's like a super hippie and it's like I emailed her and was like, you need to fucking protect yourself. You can't be walking around, and fucking people are just sick. Uh,
Yeah, and unfortunately, feminism has become so extreme. They're convincing, especially with a lot of television programming, Hollywood films, that romanticize women being just as strong as men, and that's just not the truth.
well, I mean
I mean,
the old
and
times, the
so
ladies all
they
carried derringers and stuff.
Yeah,
Didn't
they
they?
give women a false sense of security. It's a dangerous world out there. And yeah, sorry, most of us, we are the weaker sex, even physically, even a small man.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a girlfriend in high school. I mean, she was a black belt. She was great, but if anybody got her in a certain way, I mean, she would go down fast. So, sometimes, yes, there are self defense things you can do, but generally, man, we are at the disadvantage. But that's why a lot of women are traveling alone and they're going to dangerous places and they're getting attacked. I mean, it's terrible. It shouldn't be that way, but
I've heard too
that's
many
the world
stories.
we live in. It's the world we live in.
It's
Yeah, it's a
it's
dangerous
fucked up.
place. Hmm.
Yeah, like what was it? I used to date this chick. She was like MySpace famous. She was like next in line to the lady that had the billboard on the Twisted Metal video game. But like, or she had a horrible story about the high school coach and some football players or something, and it was like, holy shit! Is like those people should, you know, they should get the highest penalty because fucking the shit that she said, it was like fucking. And she said that nobody would do anything about it. It's like, what the fuck? Is like, you know, it's just crazy what goes on in the world that people and their fucking garbage and their stupidity and you know, like how I mean they're letting all these people off all over the world in England and Europe and stuff that are
Yeah.
like sexually assaulting people and that
Yes.
they're giving a slap on the wrist and
Yep.
fucking they should have the highest fucking you know
Yeah. They're doing it on purpose. They're
yeah
doing it on purpose. We know that. I mean, it's yeah. And the reason I don't listen to podcasters, they're all pushing the same nonsense. And it's interesting that you know it's just like people are critical of politicians. Oh, it's Keir Starmer's fault. It's Gavin Newsom's fault. But those people are the puppets. No one ever asks who the puppeteers are. And I've
yeah
noticed that some podcasters that go there and start inquiring about why is this happening, who who is the power behind these politicians, they they go there and then they back off right away.
well I
So
think the
those
judges
people
are
remain anonymous to the
I think
public at large.
well I think the judges are acting under silent judicial notice just like Ralph Epperson says he said a federal judge told him that to his face and that when they were drinking and that that they're under some kind of UN shit to fucking not charge the immigrants. Basically, they give them some kind of slap on the wrist because they
When
can't.
did Ralph Epperson say that? How long ago?
He told me that like 15 years ago.
Oh, that long. Wow.
Yeah, like he's freaking and I've heard other people say it as well. Cooper, a bunch of people. Uh, that it's and that's where I almost had him to admit it in an open court of law when I was arguing for custody because
Mm-hmm.
it was like they couldn't say on the record where the jurisdiction rules and procedures could be found because none existed to the public because they were operating under a secret jurisdiction that they couldn't disclose from the public and
Wow.
fucking I was like tiptoeing them, inching them into admitting it, and they were. I don't know if they caught whiff of it, and it just blows my mind.
That is mind blowing.
Yeah, because you know they say we have. Excuse me. They say we have rights, but when you can't argue your own court case because you can't see the rules and procedures. It's like I'm like literally standing there in front of the judge. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you literally kidding me? Like, you just said all this stuff on the record. You said I had a right to litigate my own case. How am I supposed to litigate my case? He said he just refused to answer. I kept answering, asking him over and over. It was a clown show. Where the fuck my lighter go? You know, I think everything runs like that. And then the
Yeah.
people in charge they're all secretly hiding the power, just like what Cooper says about how the first secret societies were invented by people hoarding the secrets of fire and stuff. Like anybody that has some kind of power, they hoard it and that they keep it concealed from the others so they can abuse the power. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, I think that's what and then all these Marxists, they're all fucking crazy. Like you ever seen that Batman movie where it's got Bane and there's like a court trial or some shit?
No, I did that. Bane was Tom Hardy, right?
That movie was creepy when I seen it because I was like, right when it came out, I was like, this is some fucking Marxist shit. I was like, because there was this scene where they had they had started their own courtrooms and that they were sentencing people to death to go die on a river, and it was like this is what these Marxists are envisioning, and that this is incredibly dangerous to plant these ideas in people's minds, and that it had the same actor as that American Psycho guy. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like an MK Ultra movie. Uh,
American Psycho with Christian Bale.
every movie with Christian Bale. I think some of those actors are some kind of they're it's like the movies are some of the movies seem like they're made by people that are pushing in the
Oh,
first
yeah, I
Batman.
agree with you. Yeah.
The first Batman, he's in this prison and it's got 9 levels, just like the story of Enoch, and like the same as the Masonic story.
Mm-hmm.
And that his crawl up to the top to the light, it's all symbolic. uh they really went all out on that one, it seemed like. But like even this movie I watched today, it was called Mayday or something. uh what was it called? That Ryan Gosling dude.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan Gosling. Okay, I don't want to be crude. Uh, he looks like a dweeb. This guy is a movie star.
Yeah, Hail Mary, that's what it was called.
Hail Mary. This is how you know Ryan Gosling is how I know Hollywood is. One of the ways I know Hollywood is rigged.
But it
Anyway,
seemed like some
yeah, Hail
Scientology type
Mary.
shit. There's so
That
many,
is
like that Dude
that's a
Where's My
pretty
Car movie.
intense sci-fi.
Excuse me, this joint's like super dry. The whole movie, it's like he's in space, the sun has some kind of thing that's eating it or something, and
Mhm.
that he's sent to space, and that he runs into some kind of alien, and that it's he's like communicating with it, and then he goes on some journey to get this thing, and then he brings it back and then saves the world and all this stuff. I mean, it seemed like it was theosophy, but I'm not quite sure what it's. I don't know. My brain got fried from watching that other stupid movie, that Dude Where's My Car. My friend's like, oh, put that on. And that stupid Scientology movie, with the that 70s show actor. The
Ashton?
whole movie was about some space cult shit. It's like, what the fuck? They're
Wait, what movie are you talking about with Ashton?
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher. Dude, where's my car? It seemed like some kind of weird
Dude,
Scientology
Where's
movie.
My Car is the title of the movie.
Yeah, it's a horrible movie. But they go. He's like, oh, where's the car? And then they're all fucking they're all fucking Billy. No, they're all they run into some cult and they're like, oh, pray to Zoltron or some shit, and it was like a play on Xenu. They're wearing some kind of bubble wrap, and it was a bad movie. Oh, where'd JJ go?
Is JJ filibuster?
Yeah. He must have lost signal or something.
Aww.
Yeah, like the Alien movie. I think that's Theosophy.
The ones with Sigourney Weaver, the Alien
Yeah.
franchise.
She's in a bunch of weird shit.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Howdy.
Mr. Buster.
I'm Mr. Phil A. Buster, ma'am. That's correct.
Hey, so how was your hike? How was your hike through the Devil's Butthole?
Oh, it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. 5 stars.
Hey, okay, JJ.
First, I love Do Where's My Car. It's one of my favorite ancient alien cargo cult movies.
Yeah, I had it written all over it. I was like,
It's
Jesus
fantastic,
Christ.
dude. It's fantastic. It's a cinematic
JJ.
masterpiece.
Right in your face.
What's tell me about Politis, please.
Oh, he's a con man. He's a con man of epic proportions. I'm pretty sure he smells his own farts. His mustache is groomed by a fine.
Are you saying that because he's making an issue? Like, I mean,
I'm offended. I'm genuinely offended by his entire being. Quite honestly, man, he wrote an entire book
because he's
about young
bringing
men getting
Bigfoot
murdered
in and UFOs.
Yeah,
I mean, he's lost credibility.
Well, he's off the reservation, but he's been off the reservation a long time. He wrote a book called "Drowning in Coincidences."
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, it's all smiley face killer victims. These young men are being murdered, and he writes an entire book obfuscating facts from these cases and acting like these men are getting fallen into portals or some dumb shit.
Oh no way!
Drowning in sober coincidences. Yeah, it's part of his Missing 401 series, but it's not in national parks. And I assure you, these cases are all murder. These are demonstrably murder.
Yes, demonstrably murder.
He's a charlatan of epic proportions.
Give me the title of that book again. What was the title of that book again?
Drowning in Sobering Coincidences, I believe.
Sobering Coincidences. Thank you. I didn't know that, and if that's what he's doing, then I agree with you.
He obfuscates facts all the time. He obfuscates.
Yeah.
Look at that case out of Idaho with Dior Koontz. He's last seen with 2 registered kid diddlers, and like, oh, we don't know what happened to this kid. Are you fucking kidding me? How about you ask the kid diddlers, jackass?
Yeah.
It's not Bigfoot, UFOs, or portals. Here comes David Paulides to sell his bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. He's a complete jackass, in my opinion. I see a shtick, but like again, like there's a famous case that he's always touting out of Smoky Mountain National Park. Dennis Martin.
The little boy, David, right?
Dennis Martin.
That's right. Dennis
Martin. And he obfuscates numerous facts in that case to make it seem mysterious and shit.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty notorious for that. I mean, I don't have all. That's the one that sticks out to me on those. Again, I was super butthurt that he wrote an entire book about murder victims claiming they're falling into fucking portals or some dumb shit.
I knew nothing about that. I know that he's written several Missing 411 books.
And it's part of that series. I'm personally offended. I've been tracking and telling folks about the smiley face killer cult since April of 2008.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Jesus, that's quick. I didn't
He's-
know it was. I didn't know it went back that far.
I think
Oh
it
yeah,
goes
well the
back
murders go back in the
to the
90s.
90s. No,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The murders do. But
yeah,
that's the first time I found out about it when they first the detective Gilbert
Gannon.
Gannon and Professor Gilbertson went on their little TV media tour and told everybody about it because the
Hmm.
feds weren't doing shit about it. They were trying to work with the feds and they were saying getting much fuck off from Congress, from the feds.
And why do you think that is?
Matters of national security. These are satanic cults. The Satanic Murder Inc. is part of the national security enterprise. That's why we had a Secret Service agent and an FBI agent at the Allegheny County District Attorney's Office in a meeting with Dakota James's mother, a victim from March of 2019.
Yes,
2017.
I'm very familiar with Dakota James. Repeat what you just said,
demonstrably
JJ.
murder.
Hmm.
What is it?
JJ, can you repeat what you just said about Dakota James' mom?
Yeah, so she got Cyril Wecht to do an autopsy. I'm sorry, a forensic, pathology and autopsy, second autopsy, and he actually used to be the medical examiner and pathologist in Allegheny County for 32 years. So having such credibility and being so world renowned as being a world renowned pathologist as he was, they obviously had to bring in some heat. So when the mother brought his results saying her son was murdered because the police had obfuscated the facts, right? They didn't, even though he'd been gone for 40 days, he had 4 hours of decomposition, and the guy in the boat who saw him in the river said, "Oh, he looked just like the guy on the TV. He looked exactly like him, like he went missing last night or some shit like that." That was in paraphrasing. That was the statement of the guy, the witness who saw the body in the water to report it to police. But
I wonder if they check the cells for. I wonder if they check the cells for, because if something's frozen, it gets cell damage.
Yeah, they don't look for that shit.
Yeah, they're
They
not.
do when the families pay for a second, or when these detectives get a second autopsy for the families. And that's what they did here. They brought in Cyril Wecht, who they'd already been working with. And so she took that report to the scheduled appointment with the DA's office, and the DA called in the fucking Secret Service and the FBI to help him tell her to fuck off. The victim's mother. They told him to fuck off the entire time. They told the top crime reporter in the local Pittsburgh newspaper to fuck off a number of times. He recorded those conversations and produced them into a podcast called Three Rivers, Two Mysteries.
Oh, that's weird.
Dakota
Was it by
James
Three Rivers?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Well, another high profile one happened just a couple of years ago. And I remember when this one happened, I was following it closely. For some reason, it made the national news. I'm thinking of Riley.
Riley Strain. Yeah, that was March. That was St. Patrick's Day. What was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah. And I remember telling a coworker, because I was already following these killings back then. And I said, "Oh my God," I said, "they're going to find him dead." I said 2 or 3 weeks in water. And my coworker said, "No way." Well, we know what happened with Riley. And Riley's parents also got a second autopsy, except, did you hear who did the autopsy? Dr. Michael Baden.
Yeah,
Very
I don't
famous.
trust him.
And he found nothing.
Of course so. And Riley Strain was last seen at Garth Brooks' bar.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Where's the video
Garth Brooks, the serial killer and part-time country music
Where's
singer.
the video footage from the bar? Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. They never released that. And the little video footage they do release in these cases, like with Dakota James, they show him texting. He's on a gay dating app, texting on it, walking across the Pittsburgh Square there on his way back to his apartment, walking totally normal, texting while walking, so he's not too inebriated. They say he then, moments after that, they say he walked over to the river, took a piss, and fell in. He's a championship.
Everybody suddenly is drowning. All these young men are drowning.
He was a captain of a swim team.
Yeah.
Was it even a deep river? Or?
No, they usually aren't.
It's not that fast moving, dude. No, it's the Ohio there where it meets the Monongahela and whatever other made up name they come up with.
It's happening all over the country. So here in Portland, and JJ, you did a show on Oregon cults.
Yes, ma'am.
Oregon is such a
I'm
creepy
Phil A.
place,
Buster, but I've
man.
heard of the show before. I'm Mr. Filibuster, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, Mr. Mr. Buster.
I came in here filibustering Harry last night. Harry had it coming though.
Yes, I appreciated that.
He was really rude to Danny last time.
Oh, dude, he was dropping in bombs again last night. I'm like, Harry, don't be doing that again, Harry.
Yeah.
What you were saying about the Oregon Colts there, Sabrina?
Yes. So, Portland last, I want to say it was late April time frame. Within 3 weeks, they pulled 9 or 10 bodies out of the water near Cathedral Park, which is like 15 miles from me, saying that, oh, well, the weather warmed up and this is not unusual. And with no information, no victim names, no circumstances, no how long were they missing, no, that's all that was in the local paper. That's it.
That's spooky.
9 bodies, same place.
Well, we have an epicenter. We have an epicenter of activity as a high volume of victim. Right within the victimology of these groups. Easy access to hobos and drifters, if you will. And the Neo Process headquarters, operationally speaking, seems to be Portland, Oregon, and the Austin has a high volume of satanic activity. There's no question.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Austin, Texas.
Did you just say that Portland is like a process epicenter?
Oh yeah, a number of major Neo Process figures, not the least of which
Really?
chief Satanists reside in and around Portland.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
the process's official publishing house is just north of, a couple hours of Port Townsend, Washington, I think.
Port Townsend, Washington?
I think that's the name of it. I'm trying to remember the name of the publishing house. Farrell House.
I gotta get
Does that
out
sound
of
right?
this state.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're the ones promoting all this devil shit. Farrell House.
Yeah, there's
Adam Parfrey. Yeah.
It's a weird state of mind going on. People.
What state is it? The state of Oregon.
The state of insanity.
Oregon and Washington are creepy.
That's where that guy that claimed the light in the sky,
sure.
dude, the alien dude, he claimed he was.
Is that the guy that said the aliens served him pancakes? Is that guy?
Yeah, that one.
My favorite. He's my favorite alien guy. The aliens at least brought him pancakes, hopefully syrup.
Well, I don't know if that's. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's a true story, dude. I think he's out of Wisconsin. Some dude's like, yeah, these aliens came to visit me and they brought me pancakes. I'm like, all right, buddy, fuck off. I'm gonna give him a Harry. Fuck off.
Yeah, there's back-to-back Canadians saying "fuck off" last night.
Dude, you better have some evidence of these alien pancakes and also save some for me if we're talking alien pancakes here.
Yeah.
Oh, it just came to me. George Adamski. That was the UFO guy.
Yeah, he was a big perpetrator of a lot of these early concepts of UFOs.
Yes, and wasn't he getting protected by I don't want to say Alan Dulles. Like, leave the guy alone. He published a book.
They're they all fit the same mold when it comes to aliens. They're all working for or with or in somebody.
Yeah,
like all these guys we keep seeing right now. I mean, there's not a new alien story that's coming out. Bob Lazar's back. He's there courtesy of John Lear. John Lear's a Colby queer. He flew for the fucking
John Lear's
program.
And I just discovered there's a new Bob Lazar documentary on Prime.
But it's the same stuff. It's just a new format. You know what I mean? and he stole all that stuff from other things. Like everyone's like, oh, but he knew about that hand scanner. But like, no, Steven Spielberg knew about that hand scanner about 8 years prior to Bob Lazar telling that story in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Which Close Encounters of the Third Kind is based. One of the characters is based on Jacques Vallée, and he was an early Church of Satan member.
Yeah, Jacques Vallée is an occultist.
Yeah, Diana Pasulka has some very interesting anecdotes about Jacques Vallée. She has visited his private library.
I suspect that's a euphemism for something, but I don't care to find out what it is.
No.
What did she say what books he had or?
Yeah, well, she mentioned being shocked by I think it was the History of Satan. And when she looked surprised, I forgot what comments she said he made, like, well, you have to keep an open mind, or I don't know. It was something strange. Yeah. Isaac Weishaupt interviewed Diana Pasulka a couple of years ago. It was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he Mormon? He seems Mormon. I don't know much about the guy, but he strikes me as very Mormon.
He's Greek Orthodox is his background.
/ Mormon.
Oh, Greek.
But he calls himself a very bad Greek Orthodox.
When he lives in Utah and talks, but he talks like a Mormon.
Well, I noticed that
talks like a Mormon.
That Paranoid America
He
dude
definitely talks like a Mormon.
The Paranoid America is openly a Mormon. I'm pretty sure.
No, I thought he's openly a Mason.
Do you think he's a Mason?
Mormon too.
No, him and Heidi do Mormon Mondays together. He's a Mason, she's a Mormon. They do a show together, Mormon Mondays.
Maybe he might have been being sarcastic and I missed it or something.
Yeah, he's openly, I think, a 32nd degree Freemason. He also works for Jeff Bezos' space company. No disrespect to me, I'm just saying.
Wait, Isaac does?
No.
No, Paranoid American.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know much about. There's something off there. There's something off for me.
I don't know much about Isaac Weishaupt other than when I listen to him, I'm hearing a Mormon talk, and then he says he lives in Utah. I'm like, well, that makes sense. You sound like a Mormon.
I wonder if his wife Josie might be Mormon.
I suspect she probably is. He talks like a Mormon. I make these accusations pretty openly, but I'm always correct. I'm not saying that to be like, conceited or anything. I'm just saying about a year ago, I was having a conversation with a podcaster, and I said, dude, time out. Are you Mormon? And he goes, no, and then it goes on to espouse every Mormon belief system. I'm like, dude, you've doubled down on all the Mormon stuff since I asked you if you're Mormon. You're definitely Mormon. And since then, he's been posting things on his YouTube channel that are like hinting at Mormon stuff. I'm like, I knew it. You're secret Mormon, dude. It's in their language. It's obvious to me, but I grew up in the church, so.
JJ, I have been known to say the word "dang it," and I do eat green Jello, so I don't know.
Green Jello
and funeral potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that qualifies you for Mormon
no
unless
affiliation to being Mormon.
Yeah, I'm not sure that qualifies you for Mormon. I think you're safe here.
Green Jello. They can't eat green Jello.
No, it's a thing.
Huh.
Mormons are they have some unique societal standards amongst these, specifically sugary sweets. So they don't really do most of them don't do caffeine, so sugar is kind of the drug of choice.
And they don't drink soda except for Pepsi.
Most of them, yes. I mean, there's that was instituted in 1964, so it's much like Vatican II. There's varying degrees of whether or not folks are going to follow the new rules versus the old. And technically, all it doesn't really say you can't have caffeine. It's just talks about caffeinated hot beverages. Well, that's like coffee and tea, so it doesn't really address soda. So it's the same old nonsense with interpretations of things. This is the prophet and Lord and Savior. Of course, the Lord and Savior is the prophet on this land. The guy who wears a suit there in Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one making those statements.
And Mr. Buster, is it true that
it's a Phil A. Buster, ma'am?
I'm Phil a joint
Phil
here.
A. Buster.
Phil A. joint.
Is it Mr. Filibuster? Is it true that Joseph Smith was murdered by Freemasons?
I suspect he was murdered. I mean, that is the. Speaking of Farrell House, I think they published that book. That's one. I think that was Michael Anthony Hoffman's book. He searched that. He wrote that in the 90s. He wrote a book about the murders by three different Freemasons: Edgar Allan Poe, Captain Daniel Morgan there, and Joseph Smith. But I would say Joseph Smith was murdered. If he was murdered, there's not a lot of evidence other than a couple stories, really. Maybe they got shot by lasers. We don't know. But maybe Joseph Smith got shot by lasers. Because I stopped by the Carthage, Illinois jail. I hadn't been there in like 30 years. But I stopped by there a few months ago and I was passing through. And I actually proposed that suggestion. I suggested that. So looking at the window from the down beneath, did Joseph Smith get shot by a couple guns here? Or was it maybe a couple lasers? Because the whole story seems a bit preposterous to me.
The magical
William Morgan. William Morgan. No, I mean, he was, it seems he was a member of the Society of Cincinnati. He'd already dispatched folks around the world as diplomats saying he's going to be the next
Joseph
president.
Smith was a member of the Society of Cincinnati?
No, Morgan.
Oh, in all likelihood, yeah. His grandfather Smith was a captain in the Massachusetts chapter, and that man's father planned the Boston Tea Party. So they were a major family in the whole mess.
Was he in the Red Man Society as well, or?
I believe he's in the upper order of the Illuminated Muppets. So he had that badge.
And did you say that Edgar Allan Poe, was a Freemason?
No, that Michael Anthony Hoffman book. I think he says that Poe. It's been a long time since I read it, but I think he says that Poe got murdered by the book's like Murders by Freemasonry. It was folks that pissed off Freemasonry. So I don't think you had to be a Freemason to be it, even though the other two were Freemasons. But Poe, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure. I don't think Poe was a Freemason. I think he just argues that Poe wrote a very derogatory story about bricklayers, and that as a result of that, I'm not saying this is a lucid argument. I'm not saying it's reasonable, but this is the argument of a Nazi named Michael Anthony Hoffman.
Interesting.
He said that as a result of writing that story, I'm trying to think of the name of the Poe story. I can't think of it at the moment, but it's a very derogatory. It's an anti-Freemasonry story, I guess, in metaphors, and they killed him for it apparently. But his death is very strange. But again, it's back to those things of is there any evidence of these things in the first place? I question a lot of. If you don't have evidence, like, at least show me do something, right? I mean, show me some evidence.
Well, I speculate that William Morgan's death was fake, possibly, and that he was that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And William Morgan's his first plural wife was his widowed wife was Joseph Smith's first plural wife, William Morgan's. Yeah, there we go.
Well, the motive, I think.
So you even have a crossover between those two Muppets. And you got to think Captain William Morgan, captain of the New York chapter of the Society of Cincinnati.
Well, so, because right after his supposed death, they took his book and then they supposedly unified all the lodges, and supposedly all the lodges adopted William Morgan's
it sounds like a metaphor for gay Masonic sex. I'm just saying.
Well, it just seemed very strange. Like, why would they adopt? Why would they unify? Because all the lodges had different ceremonies and shit before that, and then
if you say so, I think they all just jam things up each other's butt.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of sex cults.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on for sure, right?
JJ, what do you know about Stephen Knight?
The cat. Hold on. The cat. I just remembered it. The cask of Amontillado. Amontillados. It was
the cask of Amontillado.
You pronounced it way better than I do, ma'am. But that's the anti-Masonic one. Apparently got Poe murked. So you gotta die there, Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, there was something weird about his brain.
It references a secret society similar to Masons, and that secret society is they're a Masonry guild, so it's a metaphor for Freemasonry in that story.
Wow.
That's
and then the other one is Stephen Knight, the British guy who Yeah, he wrote Jack the Ripper,
Night-
The Final Solution, but then he wrote a book
Whoa,
about
whoa, whoa! You got to take it down
Freemasonry.
notch with that title, man. You can't be doing around that title like that. Not
Well,
unless Harry's here and he's got his hood on.
but then he wrote a book called The Brotherhood, which is
Oh,
about,
what? He's got The Final Solution and The Brotherhood? Are we sure this guy's not a
That was
Nazi?
He had another book called Cleansing
Well,
Game or something.
he
He had another
He
book called My
suddenly-
Struggle.
he was dead by the age of 33. I mean, he
Oh,
suddenly got a
shit.
brain tumor and dropped dead.
Yeah, kind of like Tom Clancy, right? He got a weird kind of death like that.
When did Tom?
No, I
Clancy
don't. I don't
die?
know this one. I'm looking at right now. Jack
Yeah,
the Ripper,
check
the
out
final, the final solution.
Yes, check out Stephen Knight.
That's fucked up.
Fantastic. Oh, so this is the basis for From Hell. This is the basis in which they made Johnny
Yes,
Depp
it's the
From Hell.
basis for From Hell. Yeah.
Oh,
Or
okay.
the,
I'll have to read it. Sure. I've seen the movie. I've seen the film a few times.
Yeah, that one author got his office burned in London or some shit. in, Like
Yeah,
the
I think
70s or
Stephen
80s.
Knight solved the Ripper. I
There's
think
a-
I think he
Yeah, I
solved
think all of those
Nephew of the
nobility
crown.
guys, they get a role in a Freemason lodge by virtue of their nobility, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of how George
And-
Washington got into Freemasonry. When his brother died, he got his brother's role in Freemasonry and the British Army.
But George
his land.
Washington wrote a letter to that Baptist minister and told him he hadn't stepped foot in a lodge in over a decade.
30
I
years.
don't
Right,
believe- I
and
don't
he
believe
he
that
invented
George
his own lodge
Washington was a
system, which still
practicing
operates
Mason.
today.
Yeah.
Well, he
Well,
started his own lodge system, which operates today. They have, I don't know the ins and the outs of the differences, other than I'm told they're very different.
Yeah. Well, it's weird you say that because about the lineage and stuff. Because when I wrote to the Mason Lodge and almost joined or whatever to the DC Lodge, it was
Did you sign your real name, or did you sign a Phil A. Joint?
Well, it's funny because I said my name was Staten or something. Just fucking around. I didn't think that actually messaged back or anything, but like, but I said who I was related to, and so I don't know if I was related to somebody or if it was because they thought my thesis on trying to get free books was the thesis on the Egyptian star
First of all, did
calendar
you
or
remind him
something.
this is America? That's the first thing these people need to be reminded of. It's America.
No, it's weird because it's like
It's weird because it used to be America, right? It's not anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that
Yeah.
whole some of those Rosicrucians are writing about some weird shit. They're merging.
Dude, Rosicrucians
Mexico
love the
and-
same thing that everyone else does, Clint. They love Sirius. They love the star system Sirius, and they love Akhenaten. And if you can discern that very, very quickly by going to visit the Rosicrucian Museum in San Jose, California.
There's a Rosicrucian Museum in San Jose.
It's a big, giant Egyptian pyramid and sphinxes and other Egyptian stuff sitting in what is now a very suburban residential neighborhood of San Jose. But when it was constructed, it was a very farmland-esque rural area of San Jose.
Wow.
You can
Yeah.
drive right up there. There's a school right down the street, though, and you go there a certain time, and it's a madhouse to get in and out of there because all the parents come in with the cars and the buses and stuff. I'm just saying, I've been there a couple of times. One time, I got jammed up in traffic for like 2 hours. It was nuts.
Cool.
Wow.
It's a
Right.
museum and their operational headquarters. So they have like this whole shrine area you can't access, but you can access the museum portions. So it's still an active center, though.
Is Nick Cage a Freemason or a Rosicrucian?
I think he's a Looney Tune. He's a higher order Looney Tune.
Well, if he's
He's got a pyramid tomb in New Orleans.
Yeah, and he bought that serial killer lady in New Orleans house too. For a while, they had a dungeon in the basement.
Delori.
That's weird.
There
Nobody
you go,
buy
yeah.
that.
She's
Yeah.
well, she's
Anybody
the
buy that?
daughter. She seems to be the daughter of a French member of the French chapter of the Society of Cincinnati. Her father was a naval
Ooh.
commander for the French.
Yeah, that's weird. That obsession with that weird house. There was some kind of a stupid TV show, American Horror Story, had a season about that house.
Well, I mean, the weird thing about New Orleans, dude, it's the Process Church's administrative headquarters to this date, according to their corporate records.
Yeah, New Orleans is a dark place. Have you all been there?
Well, I've been there a number of times. I don't care for it. I do care for their. I treat it like it's internet. I tell everyone there who runs shops and stores or selling me anything, it's New Orleans. It's basically international waters. So I immediately enter into a bartering, negotiations with any sort of vendor. Most of them don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate their attitudes, but their beignets are good.
Oh yeah.
I found a 24-hour donut shop. I basically just posted up, made that my operational headquarters. I was there for like 5 days for a wedding.
Mr. Filibuster, Mr. Filibuster,
Yes, ma'am.
I have another
Filibuster.
question.
Yes, ma'am. At your service.
Mr. Filibuster,
I'm here to
what
filibuster.
can you tell
I'm here to
me?
filibuster.
What can you tell me about Voodoo Donuts?
Oh, Voodoo Donuts. I believe they have a New Orleans location.
Aren't they? They really are maligned, though. Aren't they involved in some weird stuff?
Oh, they're super sick fucks. Super sick fucks. They use the same FBI diddler logo in a lot of their not their main logo, but a lot of their menu too. Macaulay Culkin has a weird relationship with that donut brand, and they've made the Macaulay Culkin giant Macaulay Culkin faces with rabbit bunny ears, because he's got this whole rabbit bunny ears brand he does.
It's bizarre.
Well, Macaulay Culkin is part of a band, isn't he? Isn't
the
Macaulay
Pizza
Culkin?
Underground? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It's a process church tribute band.
Oh,
The Velvet Underground being a process church band.
Yeah, that movie.
You all were talking about Ryan Gosling before I jumped on. You know who Ryan Gosling's best friend is? Macaulay Culkin.
Whoa.
No, I
have a picture. I have a picture that I always joke. I use it's like a meme or whatever, I guess, in a sense. It's a picture of Macaulay Culkin wearing a T-shirt of Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Gosling wearing a T-shirt of Macaulay Culkin.
So, that movie with Macaulay Culkin, The Good Son. I remember seeing that when it came out in the theater.
Oh yeah, I never saw
Some
that.
dark
Movie
shit,
was
dude.
fucked up.
That's some dark shit, man.
Yeah, it was bizarre that they were making movies and showing people that. It's like
It's bizarre. They raped the shit out of Culkin, and he's still out there doing shit, man. There's no way they left that kid unraped, dude.
I know. I don't believe it either.
And he acts like it. He's like, no. The statements he made on Rogan about it, when Rogan at least was decent enough to ask him about it. He goes, oh well, some kid, every kid has a shitty upbringing, and I made something good. I'm like, what does that mean, bud? Qualify that statement there, Culkin.
Yeah.
I was never able to find any genealogical relationships. However, I'm not saying that they don't exist, and I'm not missing something or some shit's not out there fake and whatnot. The first lady to ever fight Kevin Spacey, who was at that time the boyfriend of the man who's formerly known as the man who's the Prince of Windsor, whatever that. Prince Andrews, not my prince.
Yeah.
But he was Prince Andrew and Kevin Spacey were they were an item at the time, according to the sexual assault of around 22 young men at a theater that Kevin Spacey was managing, courtesy of the man formerly known as Prince Andrew, who had got him that job. Yeah. Anyhow, at that time, the first lady that ever made a public complaint about his sexual assaults of young men was a lady by the name of Culkin. And right after Kevin Spacey's first arrest, because he got he skirted all them charges. He did a little two-step dance to get out of all that stuff.
I know.
And a number of witnesses all died and stuff, which is not surprising me because he's deeply connected to Prince Andrew and the royal family over there, and the whole Epstein-Maxwell situation.
Yeah.
But the lady Culkin got hit by a car in a crosswalk in Massachusetts the day after he got charged on Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket.
Wow.
I don't think those were coincidences, but I was never able to find a direct. I was never. I mean, the Culkin family is not that big, but strangely, it's bigger than you think it is, and I couldn't find any direct connections there. Not even. I went back some generations, like 6 or 7.
Damn it, I got a weird picture of Kevin Spacey in my conspiracy thing where he's on a throne there in England, but I can't find it.
Yeah, because he was banging Prince Andrew.
Yeah,
and after he got fired from that, after Prince Andrew got out, they were hiding out in Vatican City with Tony Podesta. What a weird trio.
The Podesta brothers are so disgusting too. Ugh.
For sure.
It's interesting. So Kevin Spacey, he performed, and this was very last minute, and it was one of the best shows I ever saw in San Francisco at Bimbo's, which is a retro red velvet from the 1940s theater venue. It's very small. And Kevin Spacey performed as Bobby Darin with a small orchestra, and it was awesome. He is extremely talented.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, I like a lot of his films, but
he's an SOB, and he's gotten away with all of it, and he's so smug about it too.
I think they're all drug
incredibly
addicts.
smug about it.
That's why he plays villains so well.
You know those weird movie or those weird videos he was doing at Christmas from his kitchen, his Baltimore mansion or whatever there? He's doing his character. He was doing in the character of Frank or whatever. Frank from the Stupid Show from Netflix. House of Cards. Frank Underwood.
House of Cards, yeah.
Yeah, this is after he got fired. He got all those complaints happen. He gets fired, and then that Christmas, which is like 3 or 4 weeks after he got fired, and they canceled the show. And these subsequent Christmases, he was recording Frank Underwood Christmas greetings with like coded messages in there and shit. And people died shortly thereafter. They're victims and witnesses. So I do think that's exactly what it was. And he did it in the most creepy manner possible. Then last year he reprised that, maybe 2 years ago. He reprised the Frank Underwood character on a Christmas edition of Tucker Carlson's podcast, including doing his weird Frank Underwood greeting. But the videos he was recording in his kitchen of Frank Underwood, he was it's funny. I was like, well, who the fuck's filming this? You know what I mean? These things boggle my brain hole when I see stuff like that. And it turns out it was his new boyfriend, Kevin Spacey's boyfriend at the time, left his family and for Kevin Spacey. He was a one-hit wonder in the early 2000s named Evan and Jaron. They were, I think, twin brothers.
Evan and Jaron.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of their one hit. Something about a girl. It's an objectively awful song and easier to not remember the week after it left the charts. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
The week after they quit forcing it into folks' ear holes on the radio stations. Crazy about this girl. Crazy about this girl.
Yeah.
I think that's it. But yeah, one of them boys was Kevin Spacey's new boyfriend filming them videos for everyone. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I swear he got like bit by a mosquito or something. Fucking yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, Voodoo Donuts I won't go there. It creeps me out. I know that there's something more to Voodoo Donuts. It's very, very famous in Portland, and they have a location in Vancouver. It's dark.
Oh yeah.
Are you rolling another joint?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a variety. There are like 3 or 4 different kinds. Not very much, but like.
Aaron and Jaron. Wow, I'd never even heard of them.
There's so many one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Freaking yeah, freaking. I'm all looking around for mosquitoes.
Well, apparently they're big in Asia.
Well, the musical group.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff about like how Asia, what's his name, Dennis Rodman is famous in Korea or some shit. You heard about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and remember, so I find this a little unusual because anything, like I said, I've said this before, anything that's being amplified in the news is suspect to me. And I started thinking about what hasn't been amplified in the news lately, and that is North Korea. It's just fallen off the map. The other country that's fallen off the map, Venezuela.
They haven't been talking about Hong Kong lately either.
Whatever happened to Nicolas Maduro? That was big for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. And we were talking about
Well, how about Quintero? They extradited Quintero after 35 years fighting extradition. He's the godfather of all Mexican drug cartels.
Jesus.
You don't hear shit about that. They extradited him about a month before Maduro.
Yeah. Now they're claiming Mexico is going to have free health care.
Oh, I hadn't read or heard that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the cartel. Cartel's all communist. I think the cartel is connected with the Russians. Fucking. But then there's other cartel connected with OTO. And that fucking. I think that's why they pray to that drug god or whatever. Or well, I don't know. That might.
La Santa Muerte.
I don't know if that's OTO connected, but there's definitely OTO in Mexico from the books I was reading. There's Grand
I don't
Lodges and
doubt
stuff
it.
there. I was blown away by it because I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." Because I wonder if the OTO is.
Yeah, they're
connected-
huge in Monterey. It's called They call themselves Nexium, that iteration, but that's Crowley shit.
Nexium.
Yeah,
Yeah, the president of Nexium in Mexico is the son of the former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox's son, I believe.
hmm.
Oh, what about Vicente Fox? What'd you say?
I believe it was his son is the head of Nexium in Mexico.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I couldn't believe how big that Nexium thing was. It's like, man,
Yeah.
It's the Process Church Albany chapter. They were founded in 1967.
Nexium is Process Church? Sorry.
It's the Albany chapter of the
registered.
Process Church.
it's definitely bizarre. They were branding people or something.
Oh, they were doing all sorts
Yeah.
of MK Ultra experiments too. Snuff films, etc., forcing their cults to watch snuff films.
Jesus.
Well, you know who else was into those is Hunter S. Thompson, at least according to his personal assistant.
And Paul Bonacci.
Yeah, I think Hunter S. Thompson is very
Paul
dark.
Bonacci talked about Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh yeah. He said
Oh,
he was
I
in.
didn't
He
know
said he was
that.
there in Colorado when Thompson was filming a snuff film.
Okay. I
Paul
didn't know
Bonacci's
about
interesting. His mother's from a major Society Cincinnati family, and his stepfather was a McCoy, who was very likely a member of the Society of Cincinnati from the McCoy family there out of Virginia.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a male prostitute that alleged that Hunter S. Thompson and Larry King made him eat a dead infant or some shit.
Wait,
That's
what?
Paul Bonacci. That's Paul Bonacci.
That there was an article about it. It used to be floating around the internet. It was from some kind of California newspaper or something. They interviewed a prostitute that claimed that there was cannibalism going on at Bohemian Grove, and also necrophilia. And then
Ew.
he claimed Hunter S.
Nope,
Thompson and Larry King were
That
staying right there.
prostitute was Paul Bonacci.
Oh, okay. I see.
What happened to Paul Bonacci?
I think he's still alive.
That's what I've heard, that he's still alive, that he just kind of disappeared into private life. But do you
I'll get
think
back
that's
to you on
really
that when I'll
true?
find him. It's possible. Like I said, he's from a Society Cincinnati family. His mother married a Society Cincinnati family. She's from a Society Cincinnati family, and his stepbrother was John Wayne Gacy's victim.
Whoa. Do you think that Bonacci's part of like an Italian, some kind of Italian?
Yeah, his father was Italian. His mother was an Anderson.
Yeah, that Gacy. I wonder if Gacy was a hitman for the mob or something. On top of all the other.
Satanic Murder Inc. Man, he was a middleman in large part. I don't think he did a lot of the killing there.
I mean, sorry, I was just saying, what's the motive of this Satanic Murder Inc.? Is it like they're getting rid of witnesses, or Is it all
Yeah, well,
just
depending on what do you want to pay for? It's part ritual, part pay, murder for pay. Murder for hire.
Oh, that's fucked up. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was going to bring up, and I'm sure Mr. Phil A. Buster will know about this too.
That's me, ma'am. I'm here to fill about
Cary Stayner. And he's the guy that murdered 3 women in Yosemite. Do you remember that?
Oh, yep.
And
Okay. I knew the name for a second. I was
brother-
trying to place it.
His younger brother had been abducted as a child. Do you remember that?
No,
Yeah, look up Cary Stayner. And his younger brother, Stephen, had been abducted missing for a few years.
No shit. They got him back?
They got Stephen back, and but Stephen, I mean, he was a little boy when he was abducted, and he was so damaged. He ended up becoming a drug addict and then just offed himself.
No,
It's very tragic.
The age of 34.
And then
I don't know that one. Wow, okay.
His older
That's
brother
interesting.
ended up murdering those 3 women in Yosemite.
That's wild.
It's such a strange story, man. And Cary
they
Stayner
Mormon?
was
They
a
look
nice
Mormon.
looking dude. What?
They look Mormon. Are they Mormon?
I don't know.
I see a Mormon hue in their eye.
What was their names again?
Stephen Stayner was his younger brother who was abducted for a few years, and then Cary, Cary, Stayner. Stay is in stay, Stayner, Stayner.
Yeah, it was a 1989 TV movie about it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I'd never heard of this. I've heard of the Yosemite case, but I never heard of this kidnapping business.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a huge family. They definitely could be Mormons or something.
Oh, dude, I looked at the pictures, dude. They just look Mormon, dude. I mean, it's not my fault they look Mormon. I'm just a messenger.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it would definitely. You could probably definitely see that shit living.
I'm not as a result of growing up Mormon. I'm not much of a gambling man, but I put money on these boys are Mormon.
Yeah. The vibe.
So
I'm
Nexium,
looking for it right now.
Pavanasi. Hey, I thought that the Process Church denies that they still exist.
Yeah.
I think the occultists just change the name of the group every decade or two.
It's part of the inversion of reality. They're trying to invert everyone's reality to eventually they don't exist. Well, meanwhile, they got hundreds of millions of dollars sitting in Mormonville, Utah.
Yeah, I wonder if they're. Because I speculated the Vatican made the Jesuits make satanic cults in Europe, and I think
somewhere
something similar with the Mormons is going on, where the Mormons are possibly involved.
Oh, they're all in league with the process, Scientology, the Mormons. They're all in league together in Rome. The Mormons just built their first temple in Rome. The process has their official headquarters in Rome. These folks know each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just ordered a book called Child X. Have you heard of it? It's a Scientology book by a guy who was born into Scientology. Have you heard of it?
Is his name Aaron?
His name is Jamie Mustard.
Oh, Colonel Mustard's son. No, I'm not familiar with that man, but
Yes.
I'll check that out.
Colonel Mustard's son. This guy was interesting. It looks like a simple read. The full title is Child X, a memoir of slavery, poverty, celebrity, and Scientology. And I was absolutely shocked when I heard him in an interview say that, I mean, he was 8 years old and walking around, the streets of Hollywood alone. And if police saw him, they'd stop him. And he said,
For hand jobs.
because they're seeing an 8-year-old walking around alone. And he said, all I had to do was say one word and they would leave me alone and say, have a good day. And that word is Scientologist. All right, have a good day.
They own that town for sure.
That is radical. Absolutely radical.
Well, they buy all this political power with all that tax-free money.
Yeah, and they don't pay taxes, right? Since they consider themselves a church.
Right. No, it gets worse than that. They don't pay taxes on any of L. Ron Hubbard's science fiction, and he's literally the Guinness Book World Record holder for the most science fiction.
Huh.
Do you really think that L. Ron Hubbard is dead?
I think he is now. Whether or not then, I'm not sure, but he'd be like
well, do you think
now.
he lived for a few decades after he allegedly disappeared?
Yeah, I think he probably lived right around the same time that they were about to lose their tax-free status. So, like, all right, someone's going to take out L. Ron, or y'all are going to lose that shit.
And do you believe that Scientology is, L. Ron wasn't he naval intelligence?
He was naval intelligence.
So Scientology is also a Fed operation?
Oh yeah, I think he was naval intelligence, but I think that's at the same time in the formation of, there was other O&I guys that were in OSS that formed the CIA. He wouldn't be the only O&I guy in that group. So to say that CIA was a CIA operation, I think that's reasonable. But O&I I think they thought they had some chips in the board, so to speak, when it started, and found out later in the full-blown CIA MI6 coup of Scientology with David Miscavige that wasn't the case. There was the folks who were supposed to take over for Hubbard were Pat and Annie Broker, and Miscavige stalked those folks to death, gang stalked them to death.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, L. Ron wrote the brainwashing manual to try to unbrainwash the commies or something. And that I don't know.
Did L. Ron write it, or did he say he wrote it? Because there's a real problem with L. Ron saying he wrote stuff and did things. It tends to be he didn't do those things.
Well, it was weird because I seen the book and I was like, thought I hit the jackpot, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is gonna expose some Scientology, and it's like, what the fuck? This isn't what I thought it was about. Like, what the fuck?
Well, his college roommate wrote the Army Manual on Psychological Warfare, Paul Linebarger. And L. Ron would often say that he spoke 7 languages and he graduated college at the age of 16. He didn't do those things. Paul Linebarger did.
Oh, that's interesting. So maybe he was like a
I believe it's called retard or con man.
Wait, maybe he was being the face of his friend, and that he was in league with him.
His friend was a major player in all these Army operations as well, though. So they definitely, he was also a science fiction writer under the name Corwin or Smith.
Since we're talking about L. Ron Hubbard,
L. Ron.
Do you think Jack Parsons' death was an accident for real?
How did he die?
I question the evidence around.
He blew himself up in his garage.
What a great way to disappear, though.
He put a bunch of like stakes or something there, and
all these people that I claim are fake dead and stuff like that, or they could people could fake their death and live in a cult. No one, you don't have to have papers. No one outside of the cult would know. They wouldn't tell no one. I think cults are used today to hide a lot of people.
Yeah. He was only 37 years old. And didn't L. Ron steal his girlfriend? Yeah, that Marjorie, what's her name?
No, I think it was the Northrop girls. Now that you mentioned, I think Sarah Northrop and her sister. Now that I mentioned that, I wonder if they're part of the Northrop Grumman family. Northrop Grumman.
But Jack was married to Helen Northrop, right?
Right.
Hmm.
That marriage is a very loose term in this group.
Yeah, it seems like the occultists are all swingers or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, according
Going
to
all the way back
Lucian
to,
Greaves at the
when you
Satanic Temple, he says the Neo process, his words, not mine. They figured out how to control the sexual relations. They dictate it now. Whatever the fuck that means.
That sounds just like that castration cult of Russia by the
Right.
Archon.
Lop your dicks off. We're going to Jupiter. Lop your dicks off, everybody.
Yeah, then the leader of the cult has sex with everybody, and that it's just like Cagliostro.
Well, of course, he tells all the men to lop their dicks off. He's the only guy with a dick. Of course, he's getting laid.
Yeah, that's seems like what they're doing because they believe the dark side occultists. They believe in when they're doing these orgies and stuff, they're exercising their god or some shit.
Oh, dude, and all these Muppets know each other, dude. Like Marshall Applewhite from Heaven's Gate tried to get everyone to lop their dicks off. Didn't work out too well for him. His grandfather was a notable man. His father was a notable man in San Antonio, and most certainly would have known Rodney Alcala's grandfather, the mayor of San Antonio at the time. And Marshall Applewhite's great-grandfather, I believe, was a Confederate officer in the Civil War. I believe that man's father was a member of the North Carolina chapter, maybe Georgia chapter of the Society of Cincinnati. So I'm just saying, like, we the people that even put the head of all these little groups, man, all these people know each other, man.
So
yeah,
and it just sounds like all of these secret societies and all of these correlations and connections. I mean, these are just networks with essentially the same goals. Is that true, or am I oversimplifying?
Yeah. I think so.
Socialism, world control.
No, it's far weirder than that.
Yeah,
And that's part of
religion.
it. I'm just saying there's some weirder shit at the bottom of it.
Yeah, well, they've also turned everybody into nihilists and fucking weirdos and shit.
Fucking nihilists, man.
Yeah. Fucking makes you want a cigarette.
Don't do it, Clinton. It's a nihilist, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I should. That'd be my
you know who likes cigarettes? Gorbachev, Clint.
Whoa.
Gorbachev likes cigarettes.
Yeah.
Sobolov,
it's interesting how when Gorbachev dies, he's being eulogized across the West, and the Russians hated him.
There's a resurgence
for what he did to Russia.
There's a common trend on TikTok right now about the Austrian painters, I believe they refer to him as. One Schindler. No, I'm saying you're saying there's a big fan base and resurgence. Yeah, well, no, yeah, and they call him the Austrian. There's a thing on TikTok that always call him the Austrian painter, but it's always favorable comments, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
resurgence for a lot of the support of these these characters, right?
So how long do you think that Tiny Mustache Man lived in Latin America?
His whole life afterwards.
I think according to the FBI record, I think they say something like 72.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and the Department of Justice didn't open up their investigation into the Nazis officially until 1978. So they're not really forward about a lot of those documents. So basically, what I'm saying is, I don't expect them to release anything new on that ever again.
Yeah, here's his house. I got a picture of
Schindler's? Is it made out of shit?
There's Schindler's house.
It's made out of actual poop, dude. He lives in a fucking poop cabin.
They found Nazi coins in the yard of that house.
And poop in the walls.
Yeah.
Where's the house? Are you putting it up on the screen?
Yeah, it's on the screen right now.
How come I can't see it?
Are you on your phone?
No.
Oh, we should be able to see it.
Looks like a nice spot, dude.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, they're what's his name? Expedition Unknown went there with metal detectors and found coins, Nazi coins there. So it's documented on mainstream TV.
They have to change the name of their show afterwards to Destination Known because now they know about it.
Right. Where is this located exactly?
It's in like Argentina or some shit. I think it's Argentina or Chile or something.
No, I think you're right. Argentina, you're right.
Yeah, they found the coins right by because that house is right next to some water, like a river or lake or something, and they found the coins in the water on the shore and in the yard. So it's like they're using a boat to get to that house.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I like
so
where everyone's like, "Oh, well, they found female DNA in the bones in Hitler's bunker." All right, genius. Think of this one. Maybe Hitler was a lady. Maybe he was trans.
That's
Trans
what
Hitler.
Mingler was doing.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
The research.
Hitler, dude.
Then the Knights of the Solar Temple, they were doing hormone stuff, injecting opposite hormones. It seemed very bizarre to reach consciousness or some shit.
Well, if you hey, look, Clint, if you want to catch a ride on the Comet Haley's Bop to ride in the Starship Sirius, meet our galactic overlord Xena, you better lop your dick off, buddy. Get on a purple robe and some black Nikes and get on that Comet.
Well, that's why I don't even believe in consciousness, because fucking
or comets. I don't believe in comets.
Comets are weird. I seen one once. It was huge.
No, I see shit in the sky, dude. But I feel like people just make shit up. Like Steven Seagal just makes shit up. Like
I don't know what it was.
He's not an expert in anything, but
I was in the backseat of a car. We were smoking a joint. It was like 1998. And
with Steven Seagal, dude, that'd be awesome.
Well, there was a thing. It was like a giant ball of fire that went from. It was raining out too, so it was under the clouds. It went from one horizon to the next. This giant ball of fire thing, and fucking everybody in the car is seeing it.
5,000 years ago, folks seen some shit in the sky, and they started making up stories of what that was. I'm saying today we have the modern, quote unquote, scientific version of that same process.
Yeah.
Science folks have seen something in the sky, like, oh, that's a comet, you dum dum. Oh, you don't know about comets, you fucking dum dums. You know what I mean? Like they act like they're so brilliant. You just made up words that's a comet, buddy. You don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, they could be some kind of weird shit.
What do we really know about space?
It's the final frontier.
It could be the spirit world.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't look at space as a physical celestial things.
Yeah, we don't know the stars are there.
I mean, we can see them, but
they could be a reflection from something. It could be all through plasma. There's a lot of options.
Well, technically, I thought that most stars, if I believe conventional science, most of the stars are dead. I mean, what we are seeing, because it takes light it takes time for light to travel. So technically, a lot of the stars are already dead, if I believe them.
Yeah, millions of years and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and then nothing travels faster.
That's what I'm saying. They just make up a story,
faster than the speed of light, but the universe is expanding faster than the speed of light. There's so many contradictions. It's just ridiculous.
Big Bang Theory is a religion. It's not science.
Yeah, it is a religion. It's not science.
Yeah, but all of these things existed in a different framework, and they still exist in different frameworks in isolated islands in the South Pacific. These cultures make up these stories to explain what they see in the sky, and that's all. And that's all we're talking. That's all the science folks are doing.
Look, Cooper would always point out these things about certain researchers, where he would always say who the researchers weren't mentioning, and he believed that there was a motive behind it, like such as
it generally is. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
I think it was that
that's Phil A. Buster approved, sir.
Filibustering is not doing much of that, Or filibuster is not doing much filibuster. Hey,
I
going
know.
back,
I'm running thin. I had a call in my show earlier because I was ill. I'm eating ice cream right now too, so
What?
that's distracting me.
so going back to the trans thing, I'm sure you know about the Institute for Sexual Research in Berlin. That
Oh, the Berlin, eh? The
Talking
German.
about like in the 30s.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
isn't that the Jewish run operation?
It what?
Ain't that the Jewish run operation? That the
Hirschfeld,
small,
Magnus Hirschfeld.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
The Austrian painter wasn't a fan apparently.
What?
yeah, he they they did the first trans reassignment surgery.
Yeah, well, maybe they did one on Hitler before that. We just don't know about it. Maybe he was their first test subject.
Allegedly.
Maybe that's why he hated him. Maybe they chopped Hitler's dick off there.
Allegedly, even the Nazis were so appalled they destroyed it. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah,
I think there was
I met the descendants from some SS officers. One notably, my cousin that I met through DNA test, distant cousin, third cousin once removed. Her father was somehow my third cousin. He was the son of an SS officer, and having conversations with this lady who's a few years older than me, about 15 years, but nice lady. Discussing Nazi shit with her. She's not apologetic. She doesn't have a viewpoint they did anything wrong. If that makes any sense.
She's perfect for Harry.
Yeah, she's the granddaughter of an SS officer, a highly decorated SS officer, who married into the Bavarian royal family of House of Wittelsbach. They claim to be the rightful owners of the throne of King James.
I remember a coworker telling me that her grandmother, she was German, and she said she remembers being a girl, and one day the television was showing old footage of Tiny Mustache Man, and she said she saw her grandmother mouth like Heil Hitler. I mean, still very much believing in the ideology. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's fucked
up.
up.
Yeah, and the granddaughter, my cousin, the granddaughter of an SS officer, she's a true believer. I suspect she was raised that way, though. You know.
Now, Nazism is like, what is Helena Blavatsky? Thelema?
Theosophy.
Yeah.
Theosophy.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover and borrowing of thoughts there. The thing that concerns me with the ongoing mindset of these Nazis, and to show how ardent of a belief system it is and how ardently they believe in it, is that lady is only in America. My cousin there, the granddaughter of an SS officer, she's the great granddaughter of a Project Paperclip scientist. That's the only reason she's in America.
Whoa.
She's an American. Don't get me wrong. She was born here. She's living here, you know. But I'm saying the only reason her father was here is via her mother. I'm sorry, her grandmother, her father's mother. The Bavarian royal family princess lady. They came to America with a Project Paperclip scientist. So these people came to America. They never once assimilated when they're producing children decades later and grandchildren who are just as ardent of a. You'd think you'd be talking to an SS officer when you're talking to this lady, Clint. Her father, the son of the SS officer, he was the LA County Public School System's Teacher of the Year in 2 years, back-to-back years in the 90s.
Wow.
It's definitely bizarre.
And I'm sure he was just a hardcore Nazi because his daughter is, right? His daughter is.
Yeah.
It's a mindset they don't go. They don't die when Hitler likely died in this cabin. It continues on, and it seems to permeate through the bloodlines of these families.
Wow.
Yeah, because if the letter between Pike and Mazzini is real, then they said the word Nazi in like 1876.
Yeah, it's certainly possible.
The Nazi could be an extension of the Palladian rite of Masonry, some kind of satanic And Cooper says there. I was trying to find a screenshot of this book about hypnotism or group psychology, because one of them mentioned about the Nazis. They insinuated that Hitler was using group psychology on the people in his speeches.
Yeah, I've read that before.
Yeah, animal magnetism. That's what I think I labeled it as. Hold on here. Yeah, wrong folder.
Here, I thought animals didn't know how to use magnets.
Well, it goes back to Mesmer and the Baron von Reichenbach, and then what's the other guys? There's like two other dudes. Some kind of Rosicrucian Nazism shit.
Well, I'm half asleep here. It was nice chatting with both of y'all. I appreciate you entertaining my filibustering.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep too. But this
Enjoy
was so
your
much
shitlers.
fun. Mr. Filibuster, thank you so much for joining so I could pick your brain.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here to filibuster. I'll be here. Well, I won't be any more tonight filibustering, but I'll be checking back in.
Well, hopefully next time you'll do more filibustering.
Hopefully. I need to get some rest. I'm not feeling too hot, but I'll catch you folks later. Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Damn it. Still looking for that book thing.
I'm probably going to have to take off too. I didn't realize it's already past midnight here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's cool hanging out.
Yeah, it was cool hanging out. Thank you for inviting me. It's always fun. And yeah, have a good night. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Peace out.
Take care. Peace out.
I can't remember what I labeled that shit. I think it was under. No, it's not under Mesmer. Damn it. It's under hypnotism. I can't find that. I gotta sort through that fucking folder. And yeah, they damn it, I want to smoke a cigarette, but I don't think I should smoke another cigarette. I'm trying to quit smoking cigarettes. I need to just quit smoking. Well, I like smoking weed. I need to limit it to like 5, 10 joints. Yeah. 10 joints a day or something. I think I smoked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I smoke 5 joints? Jesus. I mean, okay. Well, I smoked a lot of joints. It happens. I mean, man, my mouth is dry as fuck. I can't think of anything. Been on here like 2 hours. I might just. Well, I guess I might hang out for a minute. Let's see here. You get this stupid folder organized. Cooper alleges that there was, when I use the term Satanism, that I'm not referring to people that believe in a devil or anything, but that this psychological group, these theosophists, were they were socialist engineers before anybody had really heard of such a thing, and that these socialist engineers were engineering the minds of people. I guess I really don't need this house on the screen anymore. They were engineering the minds of the people with the fucking with the beliefs and the counter beliefs, and that the keeping everything in a tension to control and guide the tension. That's what's going on currently with the New World Order and the politics, the leftist and the rightist stuff. And then it's not necessarily that the well, I'm not gonna get into that, but the they're guiding stuff with the tension, and that they can use some. It's like if you were to trap a bird, and that for food or something, if you were like in the jungle or some shit, and that and you got like a little trap door with a little hole or something, and some kind of like rubber band or spring or something, and sticks and shit. But like, and you put bird seed on it, and a bird comes and falls in it or something. And you got a meal or whatever. But like, but like the whole allure, it's like Cooper points out. He says the occult and the superstition, the not the superstition, but the allure of the mystery. That's the whole thing. That's what all of them do. The Masons, the religions, secret societies, all of them. The allure of the mystery, and to follow someone who believes or pretends to know that they know the secrets of the mystery. These ancient mysteries, well, I'm not going to get into the ancient mysteries, but this control over the mind, this people see things as one thing but can't see it as another, uh, and that it's like uh, the this whole uh, this whole thing of models of reality made out of words, an illusion, and that the people see the illusion, see and think the words. It's no different than if it's like how Cooper said that he won a traffic ticket court case because he said that he argued that the judge or the city or whatever uh, was trying to impose direct tax without representation on how fast he was driving, and that which is unconstitutional, and that he got he won, he didn't have to pay the traffic ticket, and that it's like the judge was under the model of reality. The traffic ticket is this thing, and that they have to pay people, and then Cooper brought it to a different level that the judge didn't even see, fucking the level of, this is a tax, it's violating my right to have representation on any tax that was imposed. uh this is relevant, this metaphor that I'm speaking of. People that are in these Scientologies and Mormons and all this stuff, that they see the world through the eyes of this like stained glass, culture, that they wear these some kind of binoculars, metaphorically, of culturally defined model of reality, where they see something and it means, this is what happens with secret societies. It's like they do stuff like that, but more advanced, where I mean, technically the religions are secret societies in a way, but like they do stuff more advanced, where it's like they put the surrealism in movies like The Wizard of Oz, and everybody sees it and doesn't see the real story behind it, but only the initiates see the real story. Only those who were indoctrinated into a series of ciphers and symbols and stories, and it's like Cooper. I think it was Cooper says that the only those who would know that the story was a metaphor would go up in rank in these secret societies. I don't know if that's one of my friends is 32nd degree Mason. He seems like kind of a goofy person. I couldn't really see him. I've talked about the mystery school stuff with him a million times. He doesn't. He's either he's playing dumb or he doesn't catch on to the stories. Freaking yeah, it's interesting because I've heard so many people report that they were once a member of something, that they left, and that they seen that everybody that was in the lodges and stuff were all uppity up about fucking socialism and all this shit, all this fucking new age bullshit. Damn it, I got the munchies like a motherfucker. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go make some soup. Where's it at? Yeah, see, this is somebody that's subscribes to me sent me this picture from France. This is the propaganda that they're showing in France. Propaganda, communist propaganda. See, right there. Look at it's just like the. See, look at that. That's in France, and then people are not. They don't understand what they're adhering to with this communism, illuminism, these ideologies. They don't understand the big picture. They think capitalism exists. They don't understand that socialism is the reality of these big corporations. They want socialism, and there's a documentary by Ralph Epperson called "Why the Rich Love Communism," or maybe it's "Why the Wealthy Love Communism." Why the wealthy? Oh shit! Looks like we just passed the witching hour. And fucking Ralph Epperson. Yeah, here it is, right here. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the stuff. Why the? It's 36 minutes. Why the wealthy love communism? I mean, technically, I could put it on, but let me see here. I have to let me hold up here. I think I could put it on. Okay, well, yeah, I should pass out. Playing cards all day. Let's see. This one. Okay. Yeah. Why the wealthy love communism? Here it is. Let me just. Ah. Okay. Maybe I won't be able to play it. Now let me try one more time here. Oh. Okay. Looks like I will be able to. Okay, yeah. So why the wealthy love communism? This is relevant to the. Oh, damn! Why'd that folder get fucking? Okay. And prepare to be educated.
Why the wealthy love communism. A presentation of Publius Productions, narrated on June the 15th, 2015. My name is Ralph Epperson, and I will be the one presenting this information. I have been lecturing on the subject of the conspiratorial view of history ever since I taught at a community college in Oregon in 1973. One of the things I discussed with my students then, and as I am discussing now, is the reason that the very wealthy in America are dissatisfied with the free enterprise system and have endorsed the communist economic ideology. We Americans have been taught that those of us who believe in the capitalist economic system are to hate the competing communist economy of communist Russia. They are our enemies and we have become theirs. But what I will be discussing here in this presentation will be the reasons why the very wealthy capitalists believe the communist system is the system that grants them the power to be extremely wealthy. This was adequately explained by Vladimir Lenin, the Marxist communist who led the bloody communist revolution in Russia that started in 1917. As long as capitalism and socialism exist, we cannot exist in peace. In the end, a funeral dirge will be sung over either the Soviet communists or over world capitalism. This is Dr. Anthony Sutton, perhaps this nation's leading researcher into the issue of the connection between the wealthy and communism. He wrote this on page 17 of his book entitled Wall Street and the Bolshevik Revolution, published in 1974. One barrier to the understanding of recent history is the notion that all capitalists are the bitter enemies of all Marxist communists. This erroneous idea originated with Karl Marx, the father of modern communism, and was undoubtedly useful to his purposes. In fact, the idea is nonsense. There has been a continuing, albeit concealed, alliance between capitalists and communists to their mutual benefit. This alliance has gone unobserved largely because historians, with few notable exceptions, have an unconscious Marxian bias and are thus locked into the impossibility of any such alliance existing. In other words, capitalists and communists are not enemies, they are allies. John D. Rockefeller, described by Wikipedia as the wealthiest American of all time, and he made this enormous wealth in America's free enterprise system during his nearly 100 years of life from 1839 to 1937. When Rockefeller passed away in 1937, his influence passed to his son, David Rockefeller. This is his book entitled David Rockefeller Memoirs, published in 2002. Let me provide you with some evidence that this Rockefeller was one of those who embodied the fact that the capitalists and the communists are not enemies, they are allies. This is capitalist David Rockefeller meeting with the communist Fidel Castro of Cuba. This is capitalist David Rockefeller meeting with the Chinese communist Zhou Enlai, who was responsible with Chinese Communist Mao Tse-tung for the murder of as many as 60 million Chinese during the Chinese Communist Revolution of 1923 to 1939. This is capitalist David Rockefeller meeting with the Russian communist dictator Nikita Khrushchev. This is capitalist David Rockefeller meeting with the Russian communist dictator Alexei Kosygin. Now, since we are taught that the communists hate the capitalists, one could expect that these communists should arrest this capitalist and try him for crimes against the working class. But none of these communists arrested and tried Mr. Rockefeller, a hated capitalist, for being an exploiter of the working class. Furthermore, notice that David was smiling in each of these pictures. He wanted to be there, and he knew that he was in no danger of being arrested. And in fact, each of the communists were smiling as well, because they knew that the capitalists and the communists are not enemies, they are allies. Now, I want to explain to you that I'm not an attorney, but I can read the English language, and it appears to me that Mr. Rockefeller was breaking a law by meeting with all of these communist heads of state. Let's read the law together that seems to apply to these meetings. The Logan Act, enacted on January the 30th, 1799, shortly after the Constitution was adopted, is a United States federal law that criminalizes negotiation by unauthorized American citizens with foreign governments having a dispute with the United States. But what do I know? I am not an attorney. And let me hasten to point out that David Rockefeller.
I just want to point out that I see I've known that the communists and the capitalists were one for quite some time, for at least since I started listening to Cooper's research.
Was never elected to any office in the United States, which means he was not authorized. But I can discuss someone who was elected, and he spoke about the connection between the capitalists and the communists, and that elected official is President Bill Clinton, who was elected twice in 1992 and 1996. And to enter his remarks into the discussion, I will have to go back to 1964, when Bill Clinton graduated from high school in Arkansas. He started his college education at Georgetown University in September of 1964, and he graduated in 1968. One of his professors at Georgetown was Dr. Carroll Quigley, who published this book entitled Tragedy and Hope in 1966. Notice that this was sometime between his sophomore and his junior years at Georgetown. This is a poor quality copy of an article that appeared in the Georgetown Alumnus magazine for the winter of 1993, meaning 25 years after Bill's graduation from 1968. You will notice that the red rectangle points out that Quigley's book was required reading for Quigley's course. That means that Bill Clinton was required to read Tragedy and Hope sometime during his 4 years at Georgetown. So we can now read what we know Bill Clinton read.
Also notice the symbol. One would think it was a pyramid reflecting, but it's not. It's an arrow. That the Satanists always use arrows in their symbols. Keep in mind that's not me going on superstition. I mean, you look at any Marilyn Manson album and see a lightning bolt with an arrow on it, or the chaos magic symbol, which has an arrow, which is very similar to the Trilateral Commission logo, and so on.
This is a quote from page 950 of Quigley's book. There does exist, and has existed for a generation, meaning since around 1926, an international Anglophile. By the way, the word Anglophile is defined as primarily English. But notice that the group is international. So this international Anglophile network operates in the way that the radical right, meaning in Quigley's mind the right-wing conservatives, believe the Communist Act. In fact, this network has no aversion to cooperating with the communists or any other group, and frequently does so. So President Clinton has clearly confirmed the statement that the capitalists and the communists are not enemies, they are allies. The way to begin this discussion is to define some economic words so that what will follow will become clear. Everything in the world is either a capitalist good or a consumption good. Consumption goods are those that are consumed by the consumer because they satisfy human wants or desires. Perhaps the best example of a consumption good is food. A capital good is produced to assist the consumer acquire or produce his consumption goods. A farm produces food, a consumption good, and the tractor that plows the ground and or plants the seeds in the rows is a capital good. This, this is a drawing of a rabbit, a consumption good. By the way, this is an example of my own artwork, not too bad for, for 12 years of art school. And this is a picture of a consumer. This consumer was born hungry, as are all consumers, and he catches the rabbit so that he can prepare it for a meal. But as the consumer ages, he slows down, and for some reason the rabbit seems to speed up. So the consumer decides that he needs some sort of tool to assist him in catching the rabbit. So he produces a blowgun so that he doesn't have to run as fast as before to catch rabbits for consumption purposes. As soon as the consumer builds a blowgun, he becomes a dreaded capitalist because he has produced a capital good, the blowgun, to assist him in acquiring rabbits, a consumption good. Every civilization in the world is a capitalist civilization if it creates capital goods. To illustrate the point, here is a picture of some capital goods in a free enterprise system, and here is a picture of a series of capital goods in a socialist or communist system. All of these economic systems have buildings, railroads, and factories so that they can produce other capital goods or consumption goods. As I said, every civilization is a capitalist system if they utilize capital goods. Now I would like to discuss the ownership of the capital goods. This is a picture of a capital good used by a family to assist them in acquiring consumption goods. And for the record, this is not my car. The parents bought the car, registered it, and paid for the insurance and the cost of maintenance. And in this case, their 16-year-old son drives the car more than the parents. Whenever the son has the car, he has control of it, but the parents must still maintain it and pay the insurance on it and fill the gas tank. So ownership without control means little. When Junior is driving the car, the parents still own it, but Junior controls it. Now let's say that in America, individuals or corporations own and control the capital goods. This is called the free enterprise system in America. There is a competing economic system where the state owns and controls the capital goods. It is called socialism. Socialism, or as Vladimir Lenin called it, communism. Communism. And there is a system between the two of them where individuals own the capital goods, but the state controls them, and it is called fascism. Fascism. Now, to discuss the final economic system, I must define two economic words. The first is the word monopoly. It is defined as one seller of a particular product in the marketplace. A grocery store in a city where there's only one grocery store has by definition a monopoly in that market. This is called a natural monopoly because there is simply not enough consumers to warrant a second grocery store. However, there are no restrictions for another grocery store to enter the marketplace to compete with the first store. Notice that the people, by their buying habits, determine how many grocery stores can sell their products in a free enterprise market. In a second grocery store, If a second grocery store opens up and does not acquire enough consumers to purchase their product, they will go bankrupt and leave the marketplace. So the people control how many grocery stores can operate in a given marketplace in the free enterprise system. However, there is another type of monopoly, and this one gets government to pass laws or regulations limiting the ability of others to enter into the marketplace, and it is called a coercive monopoly. A coercive monopoly. No one else can enter the marketplace because the government has passed laws or regulations to prevent any other company from entering. There is one more term that I must define, and that is a cartel. It is defined as two or more sellers in a marketplace continuing to set the price of a product. Now that we have defined these economic words, let me provide you with a little example bringing all of these factors into play. Let's start out with one gasoline producer in a free enterprise system. I will call his company Gas 1. Perhaps he was the one who discovered oil and then how to refine it to gasoline for a market needing gasoline to power their automobiles. Let's just say that he decided to sell a gallon of gasoline at a price of $15 a gallon. And let's just say that he can produce 1 gallon of gasoline at a cost of $1. That means, of course, he will make a profit of $14 a gallon, and since there's no competition, the marketplace has to pay it if they want his product. Now, of course, this profit margin is clearly exorbitant, but there is a way to reduce his price and break the monopoly. In the free enterprise system, anyone can enter the marketplace. And let's just say that a second company enters to compete. I will call this company Gas 2. Gas 2 knows that they cannot sell their product for more than $15 and get a share of the marketplace. They could sell their product for $15, but they would share the marketplace with Gas 1. But since the profits are high, let's say that Gas 2 sets his price at $14 minus the cost of $1 to produce a gallon of gasoline. He will then make a $13 profit. Let's just say that in our little example, every time there is a price reduction, the consumers shift their allegiance to the other company because the price is lower. Now, to get his company back to where it was, Gas 1 decides to sell his product at $13, making a profit of $12. And to get back to where it was, Gas 2 will reduce his price to $12 with a profit of $11. In a free enterprise market, each company would be free to set its own price. Let's just say that Gas 2 lowers his price to $1, meaning he will make no profit, hoping that this will force Gas 1 to close down. But to destroy Gas 2, Gas 1 would lower his price to 50 cents, meaning he will lose 50 cents on a gallon of gasoline. But as I said, in a free enterprise system, each company is free to set their own price. But notice this, who benefits by this price competition? Obviously, it is the consumer, because they're now able to buy a gallon of gasoline for 50 cents, where originally they were paying $15 a gallon. Secondly, if it costs Gas 1 $1 to produce a gallon of gasoline and he sells it for 50 cents, he will lose 50 cents. But where does the extra 50 cents come from? Gas 1 has to return 50 cents a gallon from his exorbitant profits collected when he was selling gasoline for $15 a gallon. Obviously, this price reduction does not please Gas 1. Now this reduced price drives Gas 2 out of business, and when that occurs, Gas 1 will increase the price back to $15, the price he was charging at the beginning of this gas war. Now in a free enterprise system, anyone can enter the market, so a company called Gas 3 starts selling his gasoline at $14 a gallon, and the process starts all over again. Gas 1 ultimately lowers his prices to 50 cents a gallon, and Gas 3 is driven from the marketplace. So Gas 1 would be free to increase his price back to $15, and he will start making an enormous profit once again. Let's say that Gas 4 enters the marketplace and starts the price war over once again by charging $14 a gallon of gasoline. This obviously displeases Gas 1, so he gets together with Gas 4 to form a cartel of Gas 1 and Gas 4. And together they jointly raise the price to $15. Once again, a cartel is defined as when two or more producers join together to sell a product. So the price will rise to $15 once again. But notice this, Gas 1 now has at best a 50% share of the marketplace where he originally had a 100% share. This is not acceptable if Gas 1 wants to be the only producer of gasoline. But notice once again that in a free enterprise system, anyone is free to enter the marketplace, and Gas 5 decides to do just that. And the price war starts all over again. Once again, to repeat it, in the free enterprise system, anyone is free to enter the marketplace. And in this instance, Gas 5 would break the cartel by reducing the price to $14. Cartels cannot exist in the free enterprise system as long as others may enter the marketplace to compete. Now, if Gas 1 and Gas 4 decide to invite Gas 5 into the cartel, Gas 1 and Gas 4 would have only a 1/3 share of the market. There has to be a solution for Gas 1, and there is. Gas 1 remembers learning about a coercive monopoly, and he decides to buy a government by funding political candidates committed to passing legislation to restrict the access to the market to only one business, Gas 1. Please remember, a coercive monopoly is defined as one seller in the marketplace and that his business is permitted to be the only producer of gasoline by the acts of a compliant government. As long as he continues to support the government to enforce the restricted access, he will be the only one selling gasoline. So in summary, it is important to point out that, once again, monopolies can be destroyed by competition in a free enterprise system. Cartels can be destroyed by competition in a free enterprise system. Now let me discuss some of the writings of others who have discussed this. This is Frederick Clemson Howe, Ph.D., an economist, lawyer, and a special assistant to Henry Wallace, the Secretary of Agriculture, and later the Vice President to President Franklin Roosevelt. Dr. Howe wrote this on page 157 of his book entitled The Confessions of a Monopolist. These are the rules of big business. Get a monopoly. Let society work for you, and remember that the best business is politics. For a legislative grant, franchise, subsidy, or tax exemption is worth more than a Kimberley or Comstock lode. Now these were 19th century gold mines, since it does not require any labor, either mental or physical, for its exploitation. This is once again Dr. Sutton, who wrote this on page 72 of his book entitled Wall Street, and FDR, meaning Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Old John Rockefeller and his 19th century fellow capitalists were convinced of an absolute truth, that no great monetary wealth could be accumulated under the impartial rules of the free enterprise system. The only sure road to the acquisition of massive wealth was monopoly. Drive out your competitors, reduce competition, eliminate the free enterprise system, and above all, get state protection for your industry through compliant politicians and government regulations. This last avenue yields a huge monopoly, and a legal monopoly always leads to wealth. And on page 100 of his book entitled Wall Street and the Bolshevik Revolution, Dr. Sutton further amplified his point. The financiers could by government control more easily avoid the rigors of competition through political influence. They could manipulate the police power of the state to achieve what they had been unable or what was too costly to achieve under the free enterprise system. In other words, the police power of the state was a means of maintaining a private, coercive monopoly. Now, the wealthy looked around for an economic system where they could hire revolutionaries capable of overthrowing a free enterprise system and then finance them. And when they took over the reins of power, the wealthy would be granted coercive monopolies by the revolutionaries they had financed. And they discovered Vladimir Lenin, a communist who wanted to create a communist system in Russia. The first meeting of Lenin and the wealthy monopolists occurred in London in 1905, and they agreed to loan Lenin the funds he would need to hire revolutionaries to overthrow the Tsar of Russia. The revolution was successful in 1917 when the Tsar abdicated and the communists took over the power of the government. And the price that the communists paid for the loans of the money necessary for their revolution was the ability to do business with a coercive monopoly called communism. Communism. Once the communists took over, they granted full power to the communist government. They alone could decide who did business in that nation. They granted exclusive coercive monopolies to one company in a particular field, and they were granted the exclusive right to do business with the communists at monopolistic prices, meaning they could make exorbitant profits. This was the reason the wealthy created the communist nation known as Russia. Someone else wrote about the support of the Russian economy by Western capitalists. This is Dr. Werner Keller, who wrote this book in 1961 entitled East minus West equals zero. Pages 8 and 9 of the introduction say this. If Marxism postulated an industrial society as a prerequisite to communism, and if Russia were not then an industrialized country, it must be transformed into one with all speed. Dr. Keller points out with a mass of confirming evidence, the West, meaning the monopolists of America and Europe, was called in to provide the skill and knowledge to get industrialization underway. And the West provided it. This is once again Dr. Sutton, and this is what he wrote on page 169 of his book entitled The Best Enemy Money Can Buy. There is no such thing as Soviet technology. Now I'm going to repeat this, hopefully to emphasize just how important this statement is. There is no such thing as Soviet technology. Almost all, perhaps 90 to 95%, came directly or indirectly from the United States and its allies. In effect, the United States and the NATO countries have built the Soviet Union, its industrial and military capabilities. This is so important that I need to repeat it. In effect, the United States and the NATO countries have built the Soviet Union, its industrial and military capabilities. This is a little booklet entitled A Businessman Looks at Communism that was published in 1960 by Fred Koch, the owner of the Koch Oil Corporation of Wichita, Kansas. Mr. Koch discussed the fact that his company built 15 oil cracking plants in Communist Russia between the years of 1929 and 1931. Perhaps Dr. Sutton summarized just how important this aid and trade with the Communist Russians was when he quoted part of a speech that Secretary of the Navy John Lehman delivered when he spoke to the graduating class of the U.S. Naval Academy on May the 25th, 1983. This quote is found on page 113 of Sutton's book entitled The Best Enemy Money Can Buy. Mr. Lehman said, "Within weeks, many of you will be looking across just hundreds of feet of water at some of the most modern technology ever invented in America." Unfortunately, it is on Soviet Russia's ships. But perhaps the greatest and most important comment that Professor Sutton made is this one, found on pages 208 and 209. 58,000 Americans have been killed in Vietnam by our own technology. For those not familiar with the war in Vietnam, it was between the North Vietnamese and the South Vietnamese between 1964 and about 1975. It was known that the North Vietnamese had received about 80% of their war-making technology from the communist nation of Russia, and we supplied the South Vietnamese. Now let me return to the quote from Dr. Sutton. "We have built ourselves an enemy. We keep that self-declared enemy in business. This information has been blacked out by successive, meaning by both the Democrat and Republican administrations. The attacks in Vietnam were made possible only by Russian armaments being supplied to the North Vietnamese and our past assistance to the Soviets going back to 1917, the year the communists took over the Russian government. While I am discussing the war in Vietnam, I would like to mention my 4-hour DVD entitled Vietnam, America's Betrayal and Treason, because it is perhaps the greatest review of America's aid and trade to Russia during the entire war. If you want to know why the American government first planned the war in 1945, although it did not officially start until 1964, and then made certain our fighting forces could not win it, this DVD is worthy of a view. It is on the internet, and it may be viewed there at your convenience. Dr. Sutton listed 165 American companies who have been trading with Communist Russia between 1960 and 1985 in Appendix F on pages 231 through 235. I've listed 24 of those companies that the average American might be familiar with. These are Alcoa, Allis-Chalmers, Bechtel, Bendix Corporation, Boeing, Borg Warner, Chase Manhattan Bank, Douglas Aircraft,
Chase Manhattan Bank, aka deeply connected with the Nazis.
DuPont, Ford Motor Company, General Electric, General Motors, Gulf Oil, Honeywell, IBM, meaning International Business Machines,
IBM also connected with the Nazis. Oh, look at there. Kaiser Aluminum. Kaiser of Germany.
International Harvester, Kaiser Aluminum, Lockheed, Monsanto, Pratt and Whitney, RCA, Sperry Rand, Standard Oil, and Xerox. Let me now draw this discussion to a close by mentioning there was another price to pay for the ability of these coercive monopolists to make exorbitant profits. In 1970, the Senate Internal Security Subcommittee released a study entitled The Human Cost of Soviet Communism, which asserted that at least 21 million Russians, 21 million Russians have been executed or starved to death or have died in prison camps in the Soviet Union by the communist partners of these monopolists during the past 51 years. The author of the report stated that his estimate was conservative and that the real figure may have been as high as 45 million Russians. 45 million Russians. That is the actual price for the ability of these monopolists to do business with the Russian.
He's talking about since 1963 because this video was made in 2013.
Communists. Why the wealthy love communism? Let me end by asking you 3 questions. Why has our major media not made this public? Why have our colleges and universities not taught this? And more importantly, why haven't our elected officials
Keep in mind, Ralph Epperson used to be a college professor, and I'm pretty sure he has a doctorate in history.
put a stop to this? And the answer is obvious. They do not want you to know the truth. Thank you very much, and may God bless America.
Good documentary. Why the wealthy love communism. It's all very clear. The money route that they make. I was gonna go right after the video, but I might stay a few more minutes just because it's almost 4:20. I don't think I can possibly smoke one more joint though. I feel like I'm like way too many fucking joints smoked today. Yeah. Plus, I don't drink caffeine anymore, so I'm just like really fucking stoned. Yeah, them doing all that business, world government, the idea of sovereign nations is far from and it's funny how anybody that is in the mainstream who's pro United States sovereignty is demonized by the media that's owned by the Rockefellers and Mr. Communist, what's his name, Ted Turner and all this other stuff. CNN is ran by Ted Turner. He's a communist. His wife's communist. Jane Hanoi Fonda, who said some crazy shit, went to Vietnam or something. But the you got to read a book. I still need to finish it. I'm only halfway through. It's called "You Can Trust the Communists to Be Communists." That book goes over so many examples of type of shenanigans that is, uh, they're doing some crazy shenanigans, and that the whole you can't even explain this to someone who's indoctrinated into communism because they will not hear any of it because they are absolutely 100% brainwashed. And that and I'm not saying that they're the only ones that are brainwashed. 'Cause there's definitely quite a few different people, groups, etc., that are brainwashed to the core. That the brainwashing is people are just sometimes they need to just say no to everything. Uh, just don't believe it. Don't believe anything. Well, I mean, unless you can prove it, or unless someone else can prove it, and that you can understand it, and you can uh, pick at it with any amount of skepticism, and it'll still hold value. That's how you know if something's legitimate or not. I mean, that's not the only. 'Cause sometimes stuff is quite complex, and that you start to get a feel for how the occultists write and think, and how the communists write and think, and start seeing their language and stuff. It's kind of like how JJ was saying about the Mormons. You could see the Mormons' language, uh, the Mormon vibe or some shit. But they've all got the makes you wonder this whole how interconnected it is. Is there some meeting in Switzerland or some shit where all the biggest leaders of all the churches and secret societies all meet together, and you know like, oh, we've really done it this time. We really had a good year of brainwashing everybody and being idiots to these these what is that word, these surrealist stories that they seem to nonstop proliferate through mainstream television and TV shows and stuff. I mean, not to mention the whole. I mean, go back to the news thing. The whole flat out lies and shit. I'm not gonna go through any in particular, but they're just. I wanted to bring it up earlier when Sabrina and JJ were on, because it's I seen a news thing on, seen a news broadcast, and it was they were saying they were criticizing podcasters for investigating stuff, and it was like, oh, so how many other news stations was that on? Because we all seen the clips of the news people all saying the same shit, uh all saying the same shit, and that nobody's really keeping tabs on that. They're still all saying the same shit, because I'd bet money that they are. Makes you wonder. I've never actually known anybody that was a newscaster. I was used to, when I lived in the city once, I lived by a news place. Just wanted to put my job application in, but I never did. Uh, this is kind of a rough area, but yeah, my back hurts. So I might just pass out here. But so, yeah, what was demonstrated with what Ralph Epperson was talking about, that video, which you can find all sorts of Ralph Epperson videos on YouTube. he does some quite in-depth research. His presentation is pretty slow, but a lot of stuff. He says a lot of relevant things. He doesn't go off into superstition too much, which is good, but sometimes he does. But yeah, I'm probably gonna pass out. I'm fucking super tired. All right. Well, take it easy. Listen to all the conspiracy shit you can, and make sure you be a skeptic. And you know, the what did I have? There's something more that I was going to bring up, but I can't remember what it was. Let's see here. Yeah, oh, let's see. Yeah, there. What was that? News. There. Damn it, that's the wrong button there. Yeah, so it's funny how Alex Jones, all these people, it's like WWF wrestling or some shit. They're all saying all this dramatic shit, trying to keep the ball going back and forth, Alex Jones made a public apology to Candace Owens. Oh, uh, how was it? There's something else that happened, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, they're constantly just pushing so much fucking garbage. You can't even like sift through it. What is it? Mark Rubio, Pakistan. Mark Rubio, what's going on with that? What is he talking about there? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back in on that. Okay, so yeah, I should probably pass it on. Freaking pretty stoned and tired. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of comments. Mark Rubio. Okay, yeah. So the New World Order is making money off communism, making money off it. They're making so much money at this point that the New World Order is, well, it's makes you wonder about their plans of the future, because I guarantee they've got think tanks that are designing the perfect human life of how it'll be and how they can make as much money as they possibly can off it. Elon Musk and his smart homes. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's not part of, but he does business with China. He buys lithium from China. But I mean, it's hard to say. China holds the market on lithium. It's hard to say. Are some of the people legitimate entrepreneurs, or are they New World Order? Same song, different tune. Different style. It's well, I'd be real careful about certain people's stuff on the UCC because they are, well, I'm not gonna get into that, but if But argue constitutional law. Constitutional law is always much more relevant. The yeah, I'm probably gonna pass out here. I smoked too many joints and cigarettes, and yeah, I'm freaking pretty burned out. All right, well, peace out. Well, maybe I should bust out a rap tune or something. I don't know. No, I don't know if I got enough fucking brain power in me. Let's see. Yo, I'm a outlast on the podcast. I got my pop pass. I rolled with it, lit it. Never quitting. Talking shit. Got people admitting. The Michigan mitten. Chilling like can't afford to be lifted. Rolling through like I'm more than just sifted. Gifted, come back with the motherfucking riffs up. Twist up another doobie. Motherfuckers know like who he. Coming back like I'm wearing Gucci. Motherfuckers chilling like I got another doobie. Wait. Yo, keep the smoke lit like I'm a broke bitch talking shit. You motherfucking bloke. It's the motherfucking Savage on the microphone with the motherfucking malice. Coming back with challenge. More than average. Doing that shit like trying to make some cabbage. Yo, I'm savage. I'm straight up caveman. I come back to the motherfucking place and I stand. I'm motherfucking chilling like my lyrics are bland. Yo, I heard the band coming back, like, word up, man. Motherfuckers, keep it simple. Talking shit, you a pop temple. Motherfuckers, yo, I still flow, like motherfuckers walking, kicking people in the knees with steel toes. Roll around with motherfucking real crows, hawks, and sparrows. Motherfucking arrows back and fucking Camaros. I got me in a barrel and I'm drinking it. And passing out. Yo, I'm twisted. I made a point, but you missed it. Coming back with ballistic. That shit with motherfucking gimmicks. Motherfuckers roll with scrimmage. Popeye knows it's finished. Making me strong. Coming back while I'm laying the bond. While I'm smoking. Out token. My lungs are now broken. I'm coming back like I was chosen. Motherfucking erosion. Motherfucking eating burritos and frozen. Bulldozing. Coming back like rolling. I'm trying to get cheddar better. Back forever. Motherfucker. Put some in a blender, make a smoothie, roll up another doobie. I said marijuana, I didn't choose it chose me. I rap with some biblical, smoke weed. Good America, individual, indivisible, motherfucking critical, critical mass, well, kicking your ass, smoke weed and listen right past because I got the wisdom with that shit. Hit a lick, motherfucking rap. Yo, nah, damn, maybe I gotta put more lyrics. Yo, pimpin', it's been pimpin'. It's a stem from a motherfucking talking shit, son, roll with the motherfucking, I'm dissing, coming back, from a motherfucking mission, smoke weed, roll up in squishes, gotta eat some food and do the dishes, I'm coming back, like motherfucking Jesus, I'm religious, I interpolate words as I motherfucking reverberate back like motherfucking you heard of hate. My brain's retarded. I'm sitting here, I'm fucking farting, freaking out the egg carton, wait, the milk carton. I'm trying to keep it still smart and still stupid. I'm smoking weed with turbulence, do a nervous wreck in the back, like, yo, I rap about conspiracy, back, like, eerily, smoke weed and I'm barely heard with the word, like, motherfuckers, talking shit, you a turd, I'm verbally coming back, like, surgery, smoking weed, like, dirt between, dirt feet, coming to the phone, like, motherfucking, I'm trying to be rapping like academics, like motherfucking talking about pandemic, playing motherfucking, schematically, as a rap, I deposit your mind, I'm back like a composite, line, motherfucking an alloy, motherfucker. Yo, I'm quick to listen with my disposition. Smoke some weed, then I'm sitting motherfucking, sitting on cats while I'm ripping this crap for weed, and I'm, need to give me a nap, you know, 'cause I'm sleeping. I'm on the deep end, creeping, motherfuckers, keep this. I'm releasing a new episode, next explode, come back like motherfucking extra close, motherfucking trying to leave, trying to be, trying to breathe, motherfucking buy some weed, motherfucking food. Yo, yo, I rip it, motherfuckers know what it's terrific. Smoking on the weed, just fucking bitch. Out and like motherfucker pull up bitch. So cool. Yeah, I'm all out of them. I can't think of anything. Let's see. Where's the intro? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let me try one more right here. I'm not living it. Yo, I'm a fighter. Trying to find my lighter. Nighting. I'm back like lightning. Motherfucker bad, like need a height. coming through like motherfucking. I need to eat some rice and beans and bacon cheese. I'm back and getting baked. Wait to breathe. Don't make me leave. Turn on the rainbow. I'm back like I'm bad though. Back like I'm rainbow. Motherfuckers wearing camo. That shit. God, rambling. Got my brain fried from scrambling. Egg shit. Next quit. I'm deflecting. Roll through an ejection. Motherfuckers know like this discretion. I'm back like a mentor. Trying to make a pension. For free. Gonna lose my attention. I'm deflecting. Motherfuckers know pandemic got you infected. That shit that you stepped in. Yo, I crapped quick. Motherfuckers in Rome got a cleft lip. Taking the next step. They send it. Motherfucking blended. Amended. Come back like it was compended. Wait, no. Yo, I'm compelling. Better go and spell it. Coming back for a push fucking melon. Motherfuckers talking shit. I'm compelling. Motherfuckers. Pile of shit you fell in. Joint and I taste it. Come back to the turkey that's wasted. Look at my face, wasted. I'm walking back and forth, pacing. Chasing dreams. A lot of racing. As I commemorate, I emanate. I'm back like the fate. The insects can wait, trying to feed. Go to the store, go buy some weed. Crazy beast. Chasing dreams with a pant to face it. This is when they're basic. You have to man that I am. Like, three games sign up and then let's put it in my hand. That doesn't work. That's where world takes it to real time. Well, it could have been a full time or something. Yo, I smoke weed and I'm replenished. Trying to be moving through Venice. Past the shit like I got a thirst. I'm trying to quench this water. Coming back, the new world order. Or was it disorder? Was it hors d'oeuvre? Or is these motherfuckers forced third? Word, keep it absurd. Coming from the curve. I'm trying to just stomp it. Come back from the motherfucking marsh pit. Motherfuckers, New World Order is Holocaust. You see that shit written across your face, Holocaust. Motherfuckers, better pause quick. Coming back, I'm a dog, I got some paws, bitch. Roll with the motherfucking flawless. Bro, flawless, do that shit, got hollow. Come back, if you drop your wallet. Motherfuckers know you in the toilet. Motherfuckers getting boiled quick. While motherfuckers making soup like, I don't know, royal shit. motherfuckers, spitting low, individuals, motherfuckers. Wait. Yo, I keep the inclination for weed with divination. On vacation, motherfucker, I eat food and it's PlayStation. Motherfucker, I'm trying to go on vacation, playing some PlayStation. Yo, my brain's vacant. I got no brain cells. But my motherfucking piece cells. But who's buying? Trying. Motherfucker growling like a lion. I'm back like I need an egg that's frying in the pan with the toast. Trying to eat the most butter. Motherfucker. Yo. I got nothing. Yo. Turn on the stove, crack an egg, let it burn on the pan. Nah, I'm gonna wrap up food. I can't think of any lyrics. This is what you thought it fucking wasn't. Coming back, motherfucking word from my brother. Motherfucking knows that I'm trying to be motherfucking stopping all the violent deeds coming back. Like, motherfucking rhyming these lyrics. Like, every time with these, smoke weed, keep my mind at ease. Cause I'm out to breathe in the smoke. Motherfucking weeds. Please, motherfucker. Yo, I'm choking, smoking on this joint. God. Yo. I roll through, motherfucker, I don't know you, motherfucker. I've outgrown you. Come back like motherfucker. I was shown 2 paths to follow. And then I seen your mom, she swallows. And I'm coming back tomorrow. With that shit, why? Cause I'm like, motherfucking, I got nothing. I'm not really gonna have sex with you. Stupid, right? Yeah, maybe I got one more rhyme in here. Yo, I rap it like I keep it, I'm trapped it. Motherfuckers, Ace Ventura, pet detective. Motherfucker rap, relentless. Test this, coming back with the aggression. Motherfuckers, smoking weed, as a proceed. I gotta go eat, go feed. Motherfuckers, go weed. I'm a homie, feeling like motherfucking OGs. Do that shit, why? Cause my brain's corroded. Motherfuckers getting back to Odin. Do that shit, why? Cause my pocket's swollen. Motherfuckers rolling joints. I know the point. I'm so anointed. Coming back like I was Jesus, chilling like I was never voided. Now these people all avoid it. Roll through like I need an appointment. Motherfuckers better better join quick. Your enjoyment. I'm rapping like motherfucker. I was deploying, going through like I'm annoying. Watch out. The New World Order's trying to feed me Soylent Green. I don't know. I got it. It tastes weird. Yo, coming out of the speaker. Motherfucker, I reach through, I teach you. Smoke weed like a motherfucking guru. Who you? Motherfucker, I thought I knew you. Come back like motherfucking voodoo. With that shit, motherfucker. You talking shit, you're a boofer. I got it. Yo, I can't think of nothing. Yo, my scales are tipping like I'm jumping high like Scotty Pippen. Roll through like the Pistons. Motherfucker, know that. Yeah, I got it. Damn it, that other roach tastes better. Yo, you rap against me, you about to see devastation. Wait, I forgot the next one. We have to say. Yo, I'm stoned to the bone. I was known, motherfucker, I'm a clone. I'm back, now I'm grown. Yo, I was thrown away. Like you would know, you know your brain, motherfucking, no steam, motherfucking, no fame, coming back like Jolene, fame on you, you better Van Moose, watch out for mooses, roll through like English to be acute with. Motherfucking shit like a rude with. Yo, disguised as a cube like it's Rubik. Okay. Alright, one more round here. One more side here. Yo. I spit it. I'm rolling through like vintage. I'm squinting. I can't see shit quick. I'm a nitwit. I'm coming back with the fifth and the joint lit. No need for appointment. Even I said appointment. Look at where I'm pointing. The box, the fate, contain. That's the other end. Yo. Yo, I'm trying to be drinking straight from the bottle. Go through, like, motherfucker, I got you. Smoke weed like an apostle. Yo, motherfuckers, coming through like, I got nothing. Anywhere else want to rap? Yo, I'm rapping, terrific. I'm like a frog trying to leap, I'm a rivet. Coming back, out the back with a rivet. Motherfuckers, no gimmicks. Do that shit, why? Cause whoa. Even that was some pictures. Yo, I'm a ghost, trapped in the beat. Come back, push a rap in this week. Come back, like it happened this week. It happened this week. Yo, with the principle. rappers and shit, musicians, they just sit around and smoke all day and just fucking listen to tunes and like and find a good lyrics and shit for them. I mean, this is just a little sample, technically. I can't think of it. This is cool about trying to freestyle, because like your mind becomes blank. You seek like you find like a inner blankness of no thinking. All thoughts are gone. Yeah, it works like that with podcasts. You just talking about shit. I want to put this beat. Yo, I'm beatboxing, freestyling, I keep beating while I'm eating, go through like motherfucking in the hood and the eating, like rolling through motherfuckers. I'm motherfucking cheating, cause I'm a cheat. The back, the past belief. Motherfuckers, you better ask the Pete. Motherfuckers know like I'm looking, coming through cooking. Motherfuckers know that it's looking like Brooklyn. Smoke weed and I'm looking back. Like a motherfucking got looking back. Smoke weed like I'm chilling. Motherfucking shit like the sky rise. They arise with flies. Coming back with the rise. I despise. Go through like senior sized up. Motherfucker rolling dice, what? Smoke some weed. I'm blazing. Holy shit, look amazing. Go through motherfuckers while I'm hazing. Off the purple haze. You heard the waves. Smoke weed like I put words in place. Like a vertebrae. Motherfucker, you heard the words say. I'm feeling like aesthetic. Motherfuckers about to need a medic. Go through on some motherfucking invention. Motherfucking shit with my contention. What the fuck you implementing? Yo, this is what I learned in detention. Yo. Quit talking, suppressing. Yo, I'm rhyming. Like, this thing says my name and timing. Lighten up the line quick. Make the rhyme drop. Make the rhyme drop in its alignment. Motherfuckers know you want assignment. Smoke weed with my alignment. Go through while I'm scared and refinement. I heard it on the grapevine. Like you hate mine coming back. Look out. Like you deflated. You talking shit. You were aided and abetted. Like you were motherfucking indebted. Go through like you need some credit. Motherfuckers, yo, damn, I got nothing. Yo, smoke weed, I meditate. And then the weed makes me meditate back like a culture. It's owned by cultures that speak ways, take, abuse cultures. Motherfuckers, cobras, go through like motherfucker. I don't know yet. Smoke weed like my brain is in the boiler. I was riled up. Go through like yeah, I got nothing. Joint's still burning this. Maybe I'll just keep going if you want. Yo, I'm still in mystical state. While people watch, while let's sit and wait. I'm back to a different state. Okay, now I can't. I really can't think of anything now. Yo, I'm rapping like what happened. I keep it like Metallica Black. Back to the focus. What happened? I still can't remember any of my own rhymes. Shit. What's some of my own rhymes at? I'm just like making shit up. I don't have anything written anymore. It's on this hard drive. Let's try something new. Okay, it's obviously the silly one. It's fast. Emancipate at a rapid rate. Seems to fascinate, fascinate. But reality, grab your face. Too bad to chase. The savage face. Grab from great. Taste the most wasted. Replace with the tainted. Grab from the label. Matrix. Hate. Get spoke and related. Communist. Being Satan. Being related. Queen of equation. Dream of divination. Assets. Liquidation. Pick the pavement. You stick the stadium. Language. Manage. Facebook. I live and die. Like my vision's blind. Get caught in my mind. What is the design? Defined by the divine. Remind me. Design. As I can find. With the refined. Time as a sky. In the notion. In the ocean. I will provide. As I deride the oceans from the tide. The sky. Remorse revised. Smile as I show remorse for your surprise. Burned eyes, broken from hearing. How many people read but ain't hearing me? I'm still box of God, vocalized phenomena. All is gone, far from none. Rational, tactical. I'm a fellow man traveling to those guns, broken from a grizzled tongue. Mummified, paintable, lecture chewing on the mandible. Rap synthetic, diabetic, blood dip soaked in the pathetic. Pendant doom beyond deadly menace. Penance of the band, tendency, menacing, dialectic rings, like the thing, the trick. These are all like, these lyrics are like 20 years old. At the blink of an eye, I sink in the sky, for belief to refine, to speak, with certain people in mind. As it stands, the ocean reaches the tides, the people decide, language teaches the lie. Listen as the words creep from my mind. Man with one eye, king, land of the blind. Culture, I can't stand the design. Planet is mine. So black the sky. On nature, best ask and protect from behind. Check with your mind. Your raps together. Yo, self-preservative, learn to live. It's a word for shit, permanent, coercion, inspiring, people to blink, talking, so indecently, proceeding, deep inside, creep beliefs, about to believe, complete deceit, your knees free, stand up, come above your fate, as you run amongst the great, come from nothing to fate, as you go against the grain, I can thought, let the brain, let go of who's next to blame. Take responsibility, stop the nonsense, on with the true-witty, make it free to me, refute the thing, the fruit, some bling, awaken, yo, do the next to listen, wisdom, with compassion, tradition. 5 cents perception, turn weapon, people, turn into people, less people, old school, medicine, don't, veterans, hold you, let them win. No, I got these lyrics stuff. Yo, get out by association, don't propose away, force the weight, like an abortion, abortionist, deformed with bliss, forewarned with the war's course, stroke paper, wanna be free with no mason, so faith, reality, face to face, evaluation, voodoo patient, know the future, know the expiration, what's your destination? Alright, I'm gonna see, I'm all voiced out over here. Fucking talk too much today. Alright, peace out. Good night.